should have been, might have been, the face mask.
Good morning, everybody. What is happening?
Good morning,
everybody.
Good morning.
The chat. We already
Happy
got so many
10.
questions. All right, thank you guys for
Yeah, thanks for joining, everybody.
Thanks for joining us.
Sorry that we couldn't make last night happen. A little couple scheduling conflicts, just a difficult day, but we're planning on that being the exception, not the norm.
Yes, sir.
But thanks for joining in, everybody, this morning, and happy football.
What's going on, Crumply Heads? What's going on, Khalid?
Formerly known as.
What's going on, John Wagner?
I'm just going to keep saying that from now on. What's up, John?
Eduardo Tovar, what's going on? Kyle Nohe, Kane Z. All these peeps. Damon Luce was popping. Ivan Petty was popping.
Cade, what's going on, everybody?
Bozo Bob Wart, I like that name. What's going on, bro? All right, let's get to some of these questions. But good morning, everybody. Good morning. Crumply Heads, Tyler Lockett or Deontay Johnson? Is Chris Carson playing? Need to stream a kicker? Knox or Hawk? Michael Carter, Gibson, AP, Pollard, or Stevenson? Choose two. All right. Straight off the top.
First, let's check on Chris Carson.
Well, Deontay first. Of Lockett or Deontay. I'm going Deontay.
Yeah, even though Russell Wilson is back and Ben Roethlisberger is out, I just have a really hard time sitting Deontay. I do. Chris Carson is out.
I heard. I was listening to
playing.
A fantasy podcast that sometimes I check into, and somebody made the astute comparison that Deontay Johnson is Cooper Kupp without the touchdowns. And it's true. He's getting all those targets. He's getting all those targets. The target share is incredible for Deontay Johnson.
That's Ben, though. The only thing is that's Ben. Will it be the same with is Mason Rudolph starting?
I don't know if it's him or Haskins, but it doesn't matter because Claypool is out, so it's gonna be the Freiermuth and Deontay show.
It's Rudolph.
It's gonna be it's James Washington might get a little bit more play, but no Juju for the whole season. It's gonna be the Deontay show, bro. It doesn't matter. That target share isn't changing. The caliber of the targets themselves is, but he's still a guy that can produce, and I think, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Chris Carson is out, so to the super question, and thank you for that. Collins, absolutely Collins over AP.
Yeah, thank you very much for the super chat, Khalid.
Yeah, but definitely Collins. I mean, first of all, it's kind of an easy call without Chris Carson, and then also Peterson's going to be dealing with competition from both Donta Foreman and Jeremy McNichols as far as snaps and touches. So, Collins.
And for what it's worth with Carson, there was a report that we have referenced a few times that Chris Carson has been pushing to play this week, and that means absolutely nothing. And then there was a report that head coach Pete Carroll came out and said that there was a chance that he could play this week, but usually Mr. Optimistic Pete Carroll just said stuff.
He already backtracked on that and said he's not returning this week. So yeah,
I don't know.
You're good there.
I don't know if we're gonna see. I'm still of the belief that we're probably not going to see him the rest of the season.
I have a hard time believing it, which makes Collins a hold for the rest of the season.
Yep, and then that kicker question goes straight to you. You already know. Kicker
whisperer. So
it runs in the family apparently.
It does
because
run in the family.
We're gonna get a consultant Nick Payne Sr. I don't know what your dad's name is.
It is. I'm the fourth actually. So I'm not a junior. I'm not a third. I am a fourth. So runs deep.
Damn.
But he loves his kicker research. So that to the question about streaming a kicker. I mean, the obvious play if he's available, he might not be by this point, is Chris Boswell. Expect the Steelers to stall a little bit with a backup quarterback, but in a fantastic matchup against the Lions where they should still have plenty of scoring opportunities. If Boswell's taken, I would probably say Michael Badgley for the Colts. Kind of a similar situation. Colts are at home in a dome, so controlled environment. I know Jacksonville's defense showed out last week against Buffalo, but I don't think anybody's expecting that to remain a trend. And even if it does, the Colts are at home. They should have scoring opportunities. Badgley's a good stream this week. Crumbly Heads, if neither of those two are available, come back to me. But those would be my two guys, Boswell and then Badgley. For the tight end, I mean, you got to go Hawkinson.
Knox is back, coming back from that injury, but do you? Because Knox was the tight end 3 when he was on, and they've been struggling with him out, and they're going to go back to him.
I agree, but I'm not sitting.
But they probably won't need him against the Jets and Mike White.
They might not need him, and guess what? I gotta, not drastically, but I gotta lower expectations a little bit for this Bills offense right now. It has not been the same as 2020. It's been much more sporadic, and in a smash spot last week, they flopped.
They've forgotten that they were a pass first team because they
I think it's just defenses are adjusting to it. They're playing a lot more cover 2 against Josh Allen. He's seen that look more than any other quarterback. And when you don't run the ball as much or as effectively as the Bills do, teams are making those adjustments.
If the cover 2 shell stuff is a little bit overblown, he actually has done fine against that stuff. It's the other stuff that the defenses are throwing at him that has given him problems this year. It's not the cover 2 shell.
The big plays aren't there. It's taking away. It's taking away
Stephon
big
Diggs.
plays.
That's what it is. But it's leaving open, Emmanuel Sanders and all the other auxiliary options in this passing offense, which makes me believe that Knox is a good play. But I guess you got to go do Hawkinson because Jamal Williams is out.
Hawkinson.
Jamal Williams being out matters because he does catch passes in this offense, and he does.
And it's not a good matchup. I know it's not a good matchup against the Steelers, but what else do the Lions have?
The Bills don't absolutely need or should not absolutely need Knox to have a crazy day to beat the Jets. I know Mike White's been above average thus far in the league, but I don't know if that continues against the league best defense in the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Michael Carter, Gibson, AP, Pollard, Stevenson, pick 2.
Carter, I know it's a bad matchup, but at least he's the guy among all of these guys. Gibson is also the guy. I don't have a ton of confidence in him right now, but I think between these options, I got to go Gibson. I don't feel good about it at all, but I think those first 2 names.
Stevenson is enticing because the only other back there that's healthy right now, we got to see. There's still not news. We still haven't gotten a definitive answer. Last I checked on Damian Harris, we're still waiting for that. I believe, but
it sounds like he's gonna miss.
I think the fact that we haven't heard anything yet, and we've heard something definitive on Stevenson when they sustained the concussion in the same game, means that Stevenson is going, and Stevenson's going to be competing for targets or for rushes and everything, running back touches in that offense with Brandon Bolden. And I know Brandon Bolden's had a decent year this year, more than everybody thought, but
I guess okay.
Stevenson's
so the thing with Gibson is I think this might be a JD McKissick game playing against the Bucs. So I'm fine with, I guess, since Harris is definitely out, I'm fine with going Carter and Stevenson. I don't have a ton of I don't have a ton of good vibes. I'm starting AJ Dillon in a league this week over Antonio Gibson. So, Carter and Stevenson are fine, but I would not be surprised if it's a Brandon Bolden game. But Stevenson looks good. He does. He has in some of his limited touches, he has looked explosive. So, and Carter and Stevenson.
I didn't get to mention that JJ Taylor will probably be active as well, just out of necessity. And the last time they all played, it was he got 2 touchdowns, I believe, JJ Taylor. So always a threat. You never know who those running back touches. Was that last week or the week before? I think it was the week before, but you never know who the running back touches are going to go to in this offense. So Stevenson's a good bet to have an uptick, but how much can you trust it?
It's not going to be bell cow work. Yeah. Bolden's going to mix in. Taylor's going to mix in. But Stevenson could make a big play. Gibson just, I don't know. The shin is still clearly, he's still limited in practice.
I like Stevenson as a spot play. If you really just need a running back and you need to go out and get one on the wire, I believe that he's a better bet than Brian Hill off the wire or somebody like that.
Yeah.
If you're desperate.
Not that. Nah, there's enough decent options in there to choose between them. But Carter and Stevenson. But let's keep it moving because we do have a lot of questions.
Yes, sir. Let's get up. Thanks for your question and thanks for the super chat, Crumply Head.
Yeah, thanks, man.
John Wagner. Good morning. Good morning,
what's up,
John. Half PPR, 1 RB. Bolden, Stevenson, Ty Johnson, Benjamin.
Oof.
Which Benjamin is that?
Eno, probably.
Eno. Yes. For some reason, I was thinking
you did a video on him this week.
Yeah. Sorry, for some reason I was blanking to Kelvin Benjamin, and I was like, "That's not right."
Good God.
Yep. No coffee this morning yet. Wide receiver Kirk Renfro, 1 tight end Fant Schultz Arnold, half PPR. But let's get to that one first. Who would you go with? Bolden, Stevenson, Ty Johnson, Eno Benjamin. in a game where Kyler Murray might not play.
Kyler sounds like he's not going to play, and Hopkins is all but been ruled out. So I don't love Benjamin, but to that point, like dump offs are obviously easier throws than throws downfield. So maybe Colt McCoy looks at Benjamin a little bit more. I would pick probably between. They're all these are guys all in a committee. Is there any way? I don't love doing this, but could you find a way to start both Bolden and Stevenson and just try to.
I wouldn't do that.
Try to double down. If not, I guess Bolden.
I would edge
Bolden over Stevenson.
In the games where Mike White has been playing, Ty Johnson has been getting
a
ridiculous amount of targets, and he's got, I believe, in half PPR, 3 or 4, I believe 4 back-to-back weeks of 10+ points. And
all my best balls are very excited about that.
And the there you go. Some of mine too. I haven't checked them in a while, but I think he's gonna get a fair share of receiving work from Mike White again, just because Mike White's facing the best defense he's faced all season. He's gonna go to that safety valve a lot. He's been hovering around a little bit above 40% snap share for the past 4 games.
Is that your call? Is that who you're going with?
I want to find a way to get him in there because I think he's a better outside of Bolden and Stevenson playing them both. You really want to play 2 running backs in the New England offense, hoping that you
hope that one hits.
Hoping both of them pick. No, you pick the one that you think is going to hit,
16,
and then
17.
you pick the other one of the running backs from the other offenses. And I think you go Ty Johnson here because he's had a great floor when Mike White is playing. So it's, do you go Bolden or Stevenson and then Ty Johnson?
I think I lean Bolden. I mean, he's been the guy who's been practicing this week, who we know going into the game is healthy. Stevenson's healthy, but he's cleared, but he's coming off a concussion. So there's a little bit of pause that I have there. I think I would lean Bolden over Ty Johnson.
So you would go Bolden and Stevenson still?
Well, no, I would go Bolden because we only have to pick one.
But you said over Ty Johnson.
Yes.
So
it's still it is still the worst. Ty Johnson, it's still the worst matchup by the numbers. So that's all. I know pass catching running backs can exploit good run defenses. So, but to that point, I kind of like Bolden in a similar situation.
Fair.
So,
and we are only picking one. For some reason, I had it in my head there was two.
No, it's one.
I guess Bolden, but I do like Ty Johnson as a fuller play again this week. Because he's going to get those
slight edge to Bolden.
In half PPR, he's going to get that work, and that counts.
Right. I think Bolden might draw, for whatever it's worth. I think he might draw the start, for the Patriots. So
okay. And the wide receiver, who are you going with? I'm going Renfro. It's not.
Yeah, I think I'm going Renfro. Kirk might see more targets, but backup quarterback. Renfro's got a great matchup tonight. I think the Raiders are at home against the Chiefs. Renfro's been rock solid, 5 targets every game. Scored again last week. Renfro. And then for tight end, I'm just gonna play Fant. It's a phenomenal matchup. He's the best. I think he's just the kind of
even without
option.
Jarwin. We got Michael Gallup coming back, but he's probably not going to be playing a full share of snaps.
I think
Schultz is going to be out there a lot.
Who are the Eagles are getting absolutely scorched by tight ends, and that includes a game where they didn't really give up a whole lot to Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce had a dud game against the Eagles, and the Eagles are still giving up they're close to the top of the league in most tight end points allowed. So
to that point, we're fading Cortland Sutton this week. It's going to be another floor week for Cortland Sutton.
Going to be another floor week for Cortland Sutton, but I'm playing Fant.
Yeah.
And then it's the pick 2. I already see Javontae's name in there, so yes, Javontae.
You should have known when you asked the question, man.
Javontae, yep. I'm so high. I'm so high on him, man.
And then
he's
it's either
awesome.
Thielen or Mitchell for me. And Mitchell should see a lot of work because Hasty's out, and Jeff Wilson's been mixed in a little more. But
actually, I'm not going to just brush off Thielen like that.
Mitchell's the floor play, and Thielen's the ceiling play.
it's a bad matchup against the Chargers. They don't give up too many points to wide receivers, but Devontae Smith had a great game last week for what that's worth against this same Chargers secondary. So, yeah, I would go Javontae and Thielen. Mitchell could easily get phased out of this game against the Rams. Javontae and Thielen. And then rest of season, Tanny, Fields, or Lawrence. Probably Tannehill, but Fields isn't far behind. Actually,
Tannehill's got to do a lot more.
Tannehill does have to do a lot more.
Tannehill has to run a
Fields
lot. We've seen him run a lot more the past few weeks. He's been running for touchdowns like Sam Darnold was in the beginning of the season, and I think that continues at a necessity because this offense needs to get creative now because they don't have Derrick Henry. So I think Tannehill there.
Lawrence, I think, has the best schedule, like as far as most
very
favorable
easy schedule,
matchups.
but I don't like his weapons.
Most favorable matchups, but yeah, the offense is kind of blah. And Fields will run, but the Bears are kind of up and down. Although they
count
look
on 100
great.
yards and a touchdown every game. I like his floor, but if you're going rest of season, who's the guy that you want to be rolling with? I'm going Tannehill. Because Tannehill's got rushing upside too.
Yeah.
Not as much, obviously, as Fields, but 30 yards on the ground, 30 to 40 yards on the ground. Tannehill can get you a touchdown on the ground. Tannehill can get you.
It's the offensive philosophy is just kind of working against him though too, because even without Derrick Henry, I think they still attempted less than 30 pass attempts against the Rams. Now there were a lot of favorable circumstances for the Titans in that game. They were playing with a lead most of the game. Tannehill didn't have to do as much, but yeah, Tanny's still the most safe.
Well, even with that, I mean, you could say the same thing about Fields. They're not passing a ton in that offense, and I like the weapons that even though he doesn't have Julio out there and doesn't have Derrick Henry out there, I like the fact that he has a connection with A.J. Brown, and you look at Fields, and he doesn't have a connection with anybody. Maybe Cole Kmet. So, yeah. No, I'm not. I'm going Tannehill there. It's not hard for me.
There you go.
Hope that helps you. Thanks for the question, John.
Just to wrap up Crumplyhead's question, choose two between Deontay, Lockett, and Renfro. I'm Deontay and Lockett. Lockett's a big play, and Russell Wilson is back. Deontay, we've kind of already, he's always in your lineup, despite the backup quarterback.
Give me one sec. Get to the next question. Sorry, you guys. I'm also in trade negotiations right now. So,
well, you're sloppy right now.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Bassin for
Right,
Biggins. My current team is as follows: Hurts, Zeke, Eckler, Henderson, Chubb, Jefferson, Elijah Moore, and Schultz.
I mean,
Hurts has been a great
running back,
a great quarterback.
Sick.
Hurts has been a great quarterback. The running back depth, yep, absolutely great.
Wide receivers are. I would see if you can maybe dangle Zeke for a wide receiver. If you're trying to.
You wouldn't try to dangle Chubb?
No, Chubb's just out because of COVID. He'll be back, and Chubb has been.
Yeah, and then Kareem Hunt gets back, and then you got Ernest Johnson in there. There's a chance that we see Chubb with a few more scaled back touches, whereas Zeke's workload isn't going anywhere, and he has been an RB1 this year, and Eckler's workload isn't going anywhere, and he has been an RB1 this year, and his competition for backup running back touches is all hurt, and I'm not going away from Henderson right now. I think I might go away from Chubb right now because he's a commodity, and you're 4 deep at RB1.
We're not on the same page here. We're not on the same. Chubb, even with scaled back touches, is a better fantasy running back than Ezekiel Elliott with a full workload. Chubb's just better right now. He's one of the top 3 pure rushers in the league. I think he's a top 5 running back for fantasy purposes rest of season, even with a healthy Kareem Hunt. The Browns want to run. Odell Beckham is gone. Chubb is better than Zeke. Chubb is better than.
I believe that Chubb is better than Zeke, but I mean.
Chubb is better with 15 touches than Zeke is with 25.
Nobody's high on Zeke right now.
There's no reason to be.
But he's a consistent RB1. He's still putting up weeks, and his competition isn't supplanting him. But
there's more like start-sit questions, so I don't want to
All right.
Obviously, we're not on the same page on this, but I'd rather dangle Zeke.
I'm ready to fight you right now. So.
Well, get back to your trade negotiations.
Yeah.
I'd rather dangle Zeke for a wide receiver than Chubb. That's just where I stand.
But we both agree that you should be dangling a running back.
Dangle
one of your
running
4
back
running
for
back
a wide
ones
receiver.
yeah.
Yep.
But I wouldn't be wanting to get rid of Eckler, and I wouldn't be wanting to get rid of Henderson.
No, Eckler and Henderson. No, we're on the same page there.
Yeah.
And helping out with some starts.
All right, yeah. Let's breeze through some of these and.
Yeah, let's get caught up. Let's get caught up.
All right. Sorry, you guys. I got stuck on arguing with Nick. It happens sometimes. All right. Thanks for helping out. Biggins with his inquiries, crumply heads.
With some of the help. Yep.
And thanks, Basson, for Biggins for helping out John.
Yep. Ivan Petty, Dallas Goddard, or Cortland Sutton.
Dallas Goddard.
Yeah, probably. Sutton feels like a 4-play today.
Yeah.
And Darius Slay, I mentioned this last week. Darius Slay has been a matchup nightmare for wide receiver ones.
And I think Cortland Sutton is coming off of 3 dud games. I believe it's like 3 games below
there's been a real
PPR points. It hasn't been that great.
There's been a real downgrade.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's not just Judy coming back. It's just he's a boom bust wide receiver. And
right now he
is. This week
is
not one of those weeks where you can expect a boom week, not with the way that the Eagles defense and, as you said, Darius Slay is playing.
Yeah, the Broncos aren't the best matchup for tight ends. They're actually one of the worst ones. But I mean, Goddard is one of the main weapons in this Eagles passing offense. So yeah, I'm okay with Goddard as more of an upside play. Sutton's the floor play, but Darius Slay's been a bad matchup for wide receiver one. So yeah, I don't have a problem pivoting to Goddard. I don't always love pivoting from a wide receiver to a tight end, but in this situation, I'm okay with it.
Eduardo Tovar, Mark Ingram, or Van Jefferson? It's an interesting question here.
This is an interesting question. Van Jefferson goes right back to being a pseudo starter with Robert Woods down for the year. But Ingram's going to get a lot of work today, or you would think he gets a lot of work. There's not really a whole lot of depth in this New Orleans backfield right now.
I think you go Ingram, man.
I think it is Ingram. It's not there's nothing scary about the matchup. Titans are coming off a huge win in LA, so could be looking at a bit of a letdown from the Titans today. It could play into Ingram's hands. I'm okay with Ingram over Van, even if it's PPR, because Ingram will catch passes too.
And Van Jefferson right now, for what it's worth, is only the wide receiver 36 on the year. So he's the lowest.
Yeah, he's a solid wide receiver 3, but Ingram has some RB2 upside today.
He's the lowest of wide receiver 3s.
Ingram's got some RB2 upside today, so.
Damon Luce, what's going on, bro? Eno Benjamin, Tony Pollard, or Jeff Wilson at flex in a full PPR league?
So I'm inclined to go Pollard here because the total, the expected points in that Cowboys Falcons game, I think is the highest of the week. Like, points should be scored in this game. I think Pollard's going to be needed. It would then go to Eno is the other option.
The reason why I'm not on Eno right now is because I really think he only gets a ton of work if something happens to James Conner this week. But I think they're just going to roll with James Conner at RB1. Not James Conner is a threat to get injured on any play. Lower body injuries always. I went on the Steelers, and I did touch on that in my Eno Benjamin video that I did this past week. But that's what you're hoping for with Eno Benjamin. So Tony Pollard over Eno Benjamin this week. But I'm intrigued by what we're going to see from him in the next few weeks while Chase Edmonds is out. Especially when Kyler Murray is back. But what's going on, Kyle Nohe? Should I go Carter or Howard at running back, half PPR?
Carter has the toughest matchup, but is the safer bet for more work.
Howard. I'm going
I'm
Howard.
I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed
Playing
to that because
the Bills,
Howard has been getting.
I believe that Ty Johnson's going to get his fair share of work again. Howard.
This is just. I mean, Howard has popped in some favorable matchups. This is not as favorable of a matchup, but the Eagles are running the ball at a really high rate, so I'm okay with the call to Howard. I would just caution. I think Carter, despite the bad matchup, gets more work. That's all.
Yeah, but I don't think that work is going to amount to anything. Again, the Bills had a bad loss last week, but they held the Jags to 9 points, and the running backs didn't do anything.
Right. It could be and James Robinson he was out that week.
Yeah,
That's
but
why.
still, I mean, the whole offense to 9 points.
Yeah. No, it's still an impressive unit. The Bills
I'm
defense.
going Howard there.
Still
The
very
matchup
good.
I'm staying away from completely. Kane Z.
That's fine. That's
Van
fine.
Jefferson, E. Sanders, or Donovan Peoples-Jones in the flex. Who you going with there?
Well, we were high on Sanders last week, and he didn't not come through. 4 for 65, right? This could, Donovan Peoples-Jones, I think, is the ceiling play, and he has been popping recently. The only thing is, obviously, you always have to worry about going up against Belichick. Not that Peoples-Jones is the type of guy that, he necessarily gets all the focus, but it is a little bit of a tougher matchup.
If I have to choose between the secondary option in the Bills offense and the secondary option in the Browns offense, I'm choosing the secondary option in the Bills offense. And
that's fair.
You know how I feel about Emmanuel Sanders and his air yards this far. I'm going Emmanuel Sanders there.
They're all very close as far as I'm concerned. Sanders, I think, is a safe floor play. But if you think you need some upside, Kane Z, if you're like, look, if it's a tough matchup, if you're like, I need, if I get a low point total, whatever, because it's I'm playing the number 1 seed in the league or whatever, I need an upside play. I would be fine with pivoting to Peoples-Jones, but if you think but the play it safe play is Sanders.
Yeah, DPJ is like a Brandon Cooks type player. You can
Sort
get you
of,
4
but
receptions, but
bigger.
those 4 receptions can be for like 120 yards and a touchdown. So, yeah. Bozo Bob Wart, 333.
Bozo.
Thanks for joining us. Amari Cooper or Russell Gage? Wow.
Cooper.
That's the question. Cooper.
Yeah. Gage is.
It's been tough for Cooper, but you still got to go Cooper.
It's been up and down, but he's. I know he didn't have a great game last week, but I think the targets were still there. There's nothing scary about this matchup at all. Yeah, he had 5 targets, so not the best, but Cooper's just the better talent, the better player. Cooper.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for the question, though. Thanks for joining in. William Risky, I accidentally reached my limit on free agent ads in one league. Hey, man, that happens to me a lot. I feel you gotta
kill that rule first.
I know, lame, even though they have that rule. But anyways, Kyler might not play. I have no backup quarterback. I have Javontae Smith on my bench. Do I move him?
Move him for a QB. If you need the win, well, honestly, you might need a backup quarterback regardless. We don't know what Kyler's. We assume Kyler's going to be fine rest of season, or that he will return at one point.
There's nobody out there right now.
He can't pick him up. He can't pick anybody up.
I wouldn't be dropping Devonta Smith. Who else you got on?
No, he's trying to trade him. He's trying to trade him for a quarterback. There's no. He's done with free agent ads. He can't pick up anybody. So, who are your other wide receivers? That would be my first question.
I wouldn't be opposed to trading Devonta Smith though.
No, I wouldn't be if you need a backup quarterback. But who are your other wide receivers? That would be my first question, and then let's go from there.
What's going on, Still King T?
What's up, man?
John Sav, what's going on? Full PPR. Who would you flex? AP, Collins, Gallup, or Freiermuth? My other tight end is Dan Arnold. Well, I'd be putting Dan Arnold into your tight end spot straight up, and I'd be flexing out of AP, Collins, Gallup, or Dan Arnold.
You mean you'd put Freiermuth in the tight end spot?
That's what I meant. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm not opposed to that either. And then I would play Collins.
Yeah.
Collins, just the work should be there.
Freiermuth and Collins.
I'm okay with that. Are we chasing points with Freiermuth?
No.
I don't
Look at
I
that
don't think
offense.
we are.
We went over it before. Deontay Johnson and Freiermuth are the only options outside of Harris right now.
And Najee, right? Yeah. No Claypool, backup quarterback.
No, Ebron still, right?
I think he's returning. I think Ebron is back.
But I think he had 3 targets in every game this year.
He wasn't being heavily utilized.
Yeah. So I still think it's going to be the Freiermuth show.
Ebron is back. He had 1 game to wait. How did he even have? Oh, he had 1 game where he had an end around, where he got a rush or he got a touch on the goal line, a handoff and scored. And then, but other than that, he hasn't had more than 2 catches in a game. No more than 19 yards any game. Yeah, his return doesn't super concern me. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Freiermuth and Collins, John. What's up, Mr. Heinen? Pick up Hilton, Jeff Wilson, or Ty Johnson. Ty Johnson, right?
Is Hilton playing? Ty Johnson.
Yeah, he's back.
I'd go Ty Johnson.
I would still go Ty Johnson. It just looks like he's. I mean, I don't know if that changes if Zach. This would be a rest of season move. So does he become way less enticing when Zach Wilson returns? Maybe.
He's still a 40% usage back.
Right. He may be playing his way into a role regardless of who the quarterback is.
And that could be like a scheme change that they seek out for Zach Wilson. Just to start utilizing your backs in the pass game, just to get those easy move the sticks, move the chains plays out because the boom plays have not been there for Zach Wilson. So
yeah,
speculation, but I could see it happening. Kano, he flexing Gallup and half PPR. Should I replace him with Tyler Johnson, Marquez Callaway, Jordan Howard, or Michael Carter? Benjamin.
Is that Ty Johnson or Tyler Johnson? That would be
right.
Yeah. First of all, Kano, is that Ty or Tyler? The Jets back or the Bucks receiver?
I'm not trying to play Gallup this week.
Would you play Howard? Play Jordan Howard?
Who is that T. Johnson? Because Nick put out a video.
Let's figure that out
first.
Heads,
thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. We'll get to yours right after we get this question. Kano, he let us know. Who's that T. Johnson?
What's up, Slim?
What's going on, Slim? What's going on, Xavier? What's going on, Mark Da Silva?
Notorious, what's up, man?
All right, let's Nico Saf, what's going on, bro? Molly G. Let's get to the super chat and while we wait for Kano, he's answered. Collins or Stevenson? Kicker's gone. Jacobs or Mitch?
Jacobs over Mitchell. Yes, you got to play Jacobs. Collins over Stevenson should just get the work. And both of those kickers are gone. Okay. Trying to think. I got to look at some point totals here. I doubt Younghoe Koo got dropped.
He might be out there. He might be out there.
He might be out there. If he is,
he's out
then
there
cool.
in one of our leagues, 10 team.
If Younghoe Koo is out there, I don't hate that. I think points are going to be scored today. If he's not, is Dustin Hopkins out there? I don't think the Vikings are anything scary as far as a matchup. Dustin, I know I kind of advocated for him last week. He barely came through, but he did miss a kick, so he could have came through. Houston's on bye. The Bears are on bye. Steelers are giving up some points to I don't know if I trust the Lions kicker though. Maybe Dustin Hopkins, like Younghoe Koo, Dustin Hopkins, one of those guys, where there should be higher point totals. Like I always make sure the weather is good. Crumply heads, check the weather report depending on the game you're looking at, or if it's a dome, even better. And check point totals, expected point totals. Like what's the over under for the game? If we're expecting points to be scored, that's a kicker I want. If all else fails, like if Younghoe Koo's not available, if Dustin Hopkins is not available, pivot to check some of the kickers that may be look enticing on the wire, check their game as far as weather, and check point totals. If the over under is 45 points or higher, we're expecting points to be scored. That's a kicker I'm looking for. Or that's a situation I'm looking for.
There you go. That's that kicker analysis you come here for. Thanks for the question. Thanks for the super chat again. And Kano, he said Tyler Johnson. So you just did a video on Tyler Johnson. Would you go Tyler Johnson here in the flex over Gallup and those other options?
I would definitely go Tyler Johnson over Gallup. I'm questioning if I want to go over Tyler Johnson over Jordan Howard because Chris Godwin is expected to play. So there's a little bit more built-in downside with Tyler Johnson, but obviously the Bucs will be looking for somebody to step up since there's no Antonio Brown and Rob Gronkowski. It's a great matchup, but also the Bucs could just steamroll Washington. So to your point about, Howard, the Eagles are running the ball a lot. I might consider Howard over Tyler Johnson. And
I got to ask just a quick question to everybody out here. Do the little gifs that are in the live stream of those little football players, are they distracting to anybody out there? We did get a complaint that somebody had this up on their TV, and their cat started attacking the TV.
Just now? Did I miss that?
No. This is from it's Santander Small.
Oh, for God's
MJ,
sake.
if you're watching.
Appreciate that, though.
Sorry.
Appreciate watching.
Sorry if your TV gets wrecked.
Yeah, sorry about that. I can't control cats.
Yeah.
Let's go back up. Mr. Heinen, Knox or Arnold in full PPR? You think Knox?
Yeah.
I think Knox. Dan Arnold's been getting involved. He's no
been
doubt.
getting involved, but I mean the offense is putrid. I mean, he can get you 12 targets. He can get you that game, but I'm going the upside with Dawson Knox.
I'll go Knox. Knox is the upside
two
play.
2 touchdowns on 4 targets. That's the type of work that he's been getting.
Knox is the upside play.
Yeah.
I would do that.
Yeah, but thanks for joining us, Mr. Heinen. Notorious, what's going on?
There.
Mr. Heinen, PPR, Melvin Gordon or Devonta Smith this week? You haven't really been an advocate for Melvin Gordon all year, but all he's really done is produce.
Producing. Gordon. I think both Denver running backs at this point are just totally viable to just fire up. Gordon. The Eagles just stink on defense. I have no problem attacking the Eagles defense until further notice. Gordon. I don't like sitting Javontae Smith, especially in a game where they should be throwing, but Gordon.
Signs lies. Can we start Gallup this week?
If you're desperate,
but I think he's more of a wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5 until we see him integrated into this offense fully healthy.
Yeah. Are you looking up stats? My video's doing that thing where it's like
I did switch
out a little bit.
I switched over for a sec, to check fantasy points against.
Sorry, everybody. We'll get that sorted out at some point. At some point.
I need 2 screens.
Yeah, I'm not trying to play Gallup this week unless I have no other option. Let's see him in the first game back. I know the game script should be like there should be points scored in this game today. But let's see a week first.
Mark Ingram or Melvin Gordon. Got a couple of Melvin Gordon questions here from Mr. Heinen.
Do I still go Gordon there?
The work Mark Ingram is going to be getting, it's going to be a lot of work.
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon, he's still going to be splitting that workload. It could end up, you've been predicting Javonte Williams breakout, Javonte Williams getting the majority of the workload all season.
That hasn't happened. He's been producing, but the majority of the workload has not happened.
Mark Ingram's going to get everything for the Saints.
That's tough. They're real close.
I think I'm going Mark Ingram here.
They're real close.
PPR, Mark Ingram has gotten like 5 catches a game, and that's with Kamara, and he's going to get all the work. We could see 8 targets, 10 targets for Mark Ingram, along with the rushing work. I'm going Mark Ingram, bro. I know it. I'm just going Mark Ingram.
I think I'm going Gordon.
What's your case for it?
Sorry, Mr. Heinen. We're split there.
What's your case for it?
My case for Melvin Gordon?
Yeah.
Slightly better matchup. Again, like I said, I'm always looking to attack a defense like the Eagles. Their defense is terrible. Terrible. Represent in the back. I think the Broncos are. They're not a better offense than the Saints, but I feel like they're a little safer than the Saints. Trevor Siemian, it gives me no confidence. I mean, to that point, I know that doesn't necessarily impact the running back.
Colt McCoy effect, man. We could see James Conner. We could see Mark Ingram just go and just take all the work.
I think the Broncos play with a lead today. It's a slightly better matchup. Gordon has not gone away this year. Gordon. We're split, Mr. Heinen.
All right, let us know in the chat. Everybody that's in here, we got
yeah.
29
Who's
people
everybody
in
got
here.
in full PPR? Mark Ingram or Melvin Gordon?
Yeah,
I'm going
you both
Gordon.
heard our
John's going
cases.
Ingram.
You heard both our cases, so yeah, we need a tiebreaker. But thanks for the question, Hector Martinez. What's going on? Who should I start, Mike Williams or Jerry Jeudy? We just had a conversation about Mike Williams right before this live stream.
Boom bust these days.
Yeah, that hot streak from Mike Williams was fool's gold.
Jeudy? No, again, I like targeting the Eagles defense. They're by the numbers, it's not a great matchup.
And he's not going to be seeing Slay. So
he's not going to see Slay.
I like Jerry Jeudy. How crazy is that?
It's not crazy. Jerry Judy's really good, and I think before he got injured, if I remember correctly, was being drafted ahead of Mike Williams. So like people liked Jeudy over Williams in the offseason.
And that target workload he was getting early in the season when he was 100% healthy coming in he was looking like he was going to be a wide receiver 2 right before he got hurt.
Williams played the Eagles last week. Jeudy plays the Eagles today. Williams had 2 for 58 yards against the Eagles. So for what it's worth, despite not seeing Slay, Mike Williams he had one big catch, but other than that, really didn't do a whole lot. So the Eagles, by the numbers, if there's any situation where it's like kind of hairy, it's against wide receivers. Jeudy, though, I feel like he's a little bit more reliable. Like he's a little bit safer right now.
And doesn't he sometimes play out of the slot?
Williams has the much better matchup.
Because they got Tim Patrick out there playing out wide too. I believe Jeudy sees some of those slot targets, which would help him against the Eagles.
Yeah.
I'm going Jeudy.
I'm fine with that, but Mike Williams has the much better matchup.
I feel like
That's
we're splitting hairs and going off of like the past few weeks haven't been great for Mike Williams, so we're just going to stay off him. He might have a boom week, but I'm going Jeudy.
Mike Williams is the swing for the fences ceiling game. Judy's safer.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to regret that one.
Probably.
We haven't our track record the past few weeks.
Well, we're going to get on track today.
But hey, all right, Damian Harris is out. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No,
thank you, Eduardo.
I mentioned that earlier, but yeah, thanks, Eduardo. But yeah, so Stevenson gets a boost. I think I still prefer Bolden slightly if I had to pick between the two. Mike Lacor, I hope I'm saying that right. What's up, Mike? Michael Carter or Jordan Howard? I guess we kind of got this question earlier. I think we're going Howard, right?
Yep.
Better matchup, or slightly better matchup.
Just for this
Eagles
week,
are running the ball a ton.
I still like Michael Carter rest of the season, but just for this week.
Howard. It's not a good matchup, but it's an even worse one for Carter.
Yep. Notorious TBG, what's going on, bro? All right, Alex Collins in potentially bad game script against Aaron Rodgers, return revenge games, or Eno Benjamin without Kyler Murray.
Yeah,
Alex
Collins. I mean, to that point about the game script, I hear you, but Russell Wilson is back. It's not Geno Smith. And I know it's his first game back, but we're talking about a Hall of Fame quarterback in Russell Wilson. So, Collins.
Danny Boy,
Collins. Nothing scary about the matchup.
What's going on? Hi, guys. PPR,
on,
choose 2, Lockett, McLaurin, Emmanuel Sanders, OBJ, or Ayuk.
Got to play McLaurin.
Yep.
You just got to. And then for me, it's between Lockett and Sanders. Lockett's the upside play. Sanders is the safe play. Like Odell could pop, no Robert Woods, but it's his first game. And apparently they may ask him to be a punt returner tonight or tomorrow night.
They mentioned his run blocking when they talked about him. And
McLaurin for sure.
They talked about him being like the Brandon Cooks type addition, which even back then was the tertiary option in this offense. He was great.
Which is fine.
But
he was fine. He was perfectly fine. But I'm going McLaurin for sure. Lockett's the upside play if you think you could use it or if you want to swing for the fences. Sanders is the safe play. Beckham, let's see. Like he's still like for all the hubbub about him, there's an old man word for you. He hasn't really produced yet this year, and I know it's a significantly better passing offense, but let's see how things play out.
Yeah,
he's still dealing with that shoulder. So McLaurin is in. Lockett is the upside play. Sanders is the safe play.
Agreed.
Ayuk would be. I'm warming up to Ayuk, but of those options, let's wait one more week on him.
Big Pun, what's going on? Happy Sunday. Yes,
Pun?
Sir. Happy Sunday to everybody else in here. Let's get a win. Have an offer. Judy Hawkinson for Pittman and DJ Moore. Should I accept? I get Pittman and DJ. Who's your tight end? But yeah, I would do that.
He's got Kelsey.
I would do that. Yeah,
Kelsey.
I would do that.
Yeah, I would do that.
Buying low on
I would
Moore.
do that.
I
Big
like
pun.
That.
Pittman looks like he might be
Pittman's a top 10 wide receiver right now. I believe he's
like
wide receiver 9.
Receiver 1.
He's the wide receiver 9 right
rest
now.
of season.
Yeah.
Looks awesome. Even with T.Y. Hilton returning, like, love T.Y., but I'm not concerned about that when it comes to Pittman.
Yep.
And DJ Moore, there's a lot more downside with him right now, but I mean, you already have Kelsey, so you don't need Hawkinson. Pittman is an upgrade over. That's wild. Pittman's an upgrade over both Judy and DJ Moore right now. So, yeah.
I do
that.
I do it.
Let's do that.
I like your. I like what that does for your starting lineup. Considering
right. I think it makes your. It makes your starting lineup better.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I think it makes your starting lineup better. And at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do. So
yes,
yeah.
Sir. DJ Moore or Van Jefferson? I'm going DJ Moore still.
Oof. I don't feel good about it though with PJ Walker in there. I don't feel good about it. DJ Moore is a low-end wide receiver. DJ Moore is a low floor play today. Van Jefferson is more of a ceiling play. I think both of their floors are close to 0, and I think Van Jefferson is more upside. DJ Moore's the better player, but his situation is just blah right now. At best, it's very blah. I have a hard time pulling DJ Moore out of my lineup for a guy like Van Jefferson,
I feel like
but
to that point, PJ Walker's would be a guy that just locks onto his top target, and it's just McCaffrey, DJ Moore all day.
McCaffrey.
Yeah. I would go DJ Moore, but I definitely see your point. I definitely see your point.
8 targets and 7 targets the past 2 games. So he's still the clear-cut number 1 in the passing game. Nothing scary about the matchup against the Cardinals. I begrudgingly say DJ Moore. He's just the better player. But the situation is worse, and I don't feel great about it, but DJ Moore.
Yeah.
What's up, AB?
What's going on, AB? What's up, fellas? A dude offered me Van Jefferson for Kadarius Toney. I know it's pretty even, and it's a boring trade. It's not a boring trade. But is there a side y'all lean on?
Without Robert Woods, I'm fine with Van Jefferson. Toney had that. He might flash here and there, but I think Van is more steady. Tony's the big upside play.
We have to remember that he did that on 13 targets in a game where there was 2 QBs in that game.
Yeah, I'm going Van. Yeah, I would take the deal. That was just a
complete outlier game. Kenny Golladay is going to be back in the fold. Sterling Shepard will probably be back in the fold later.
Saquon's coming back.
Right. So yeah, the outlook for Kadarius Toney doesn't look as good as it did a few weeks ago.
Much better quarterback for Van.
Up to be high-end wide receiver 2 rest of season, but it doesn't look like it's going that way.
And Robert Woods is gone.
4 maybe, but I would go Van Jefferson.
Maintains his role.
I would go Van Jefferson.
Van. Take the deal. Yeah, man, take the deal.
Yep.
What's up, Shane?
I'll start OBJ, Landry, or Mark Ingram in the flex full PPR.
I mean, you're going Ingram, right?
I'm going Ingram.
Yeah, the starting running back. It's boring. It's not flashy, but I mean, no Kamara. He's gonna get 15 touches.
Landry has 3 weeks of it was like 8 targets, 10 targets, and 5 targets. Mm-hmm. Great usage, but he has less than 10 half PPR points in every single game. So he hasn't had the floor that we're looking for. He's getting the usage, but it's hasn't led to fantasy points.
Right.
So
Ingram.
I would go Mark Ingram. Yep. Hope that helps. Molly G, full PPR. Need 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, and 1 flex. DeAndre Swift, Darrell Henderson, DK Metcalf, Chris Godwin, and CD Lamb. Great players to choose from. Yeah.
Swift, yes. Swift.
Yeah, with no Jamal Williams. Swift. Wide receiver, who you going? DK Metcalf with Russell Wilson back, or Chris Godwin with no?
Actually, I think the guy I'm gonna fade here, and this might bite me in the ass, but it's Godwin. Just he's not 100%. He was supposed to be a game time call. He's expected to play. I don't think he's gonna be 100%, and he might not be needed by the second half of this game.
Yeah.
He's the guy I fade. I want to play both running backs. I know Henderson is a little up and down, but he's been rock solid.
So who you going at wide receiver, DK or CD?
It's between DK and CD for me.
I'm going to DK.
I'm leaning DK. I can't believe I'm sitting CD Lamb it's a great matchup.
With no Jarwin.
Damn, man. No Jarwin. Falcons give up points.
To that point, Seahawks, no RB1.
I think I just saw somebody say there's expected to be snow in Lambeau today. That could hurt the passing offense. Green Bay weather. Here we go, guys. Always look up the weather. Yep.
Especially when we get to this point in the season. Yep.
Always check the weather. It looks like there's a real chance for snow today up in Lambeau. That might hurt the passing offense. Lamb's got a controlled environment in a dome.
You going Lamb?
I'm going Lamb over DK. I'm going Lamb over DK.
Going on the Lamb. I like it.
But would you go? I mean, are you there too? Like, would you play Henderson over those two?
It's tough to sit.
I just
DK
like starting
with Russell
running
Wilson
backs.
back, but Lambeau's they're playing on the road in a snow game. First game back, Russell Wilson with a finger injury.
This is a bounce back game for the Cowboys too.
Dwayne
They got
Eskridge
boat
is going to
raced
be
last
starting
week.
for the first time this year, so there should be another wide receiver at least picking up snaps in that offense on a semi-regular basis. You could say the same thing about Gallup, but I guess in a dome, CD Lamb is
Swift, Lamb, Henderson.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm going to get bitten by Metcalf.
DK is going to eat in the snow, but
DK is a freak. He can do that.
Yeah, he can, but the elements are working against him a little bit
and
here.
CD's a freak too, man. So
CD's also a freak.
Yeah. Thanks for the question, Molly. And Savvy, what's going on, Javontae or Ingram? Nick, who you going with, Javontae or Ingram?
Javontae.
I'm going Ingram. You going Javontae?
Javontae,
so you would choose either Denver backs over Mark Ingram. That's what you're saying.
Yes. I'd play both. If I had all three of those guys on my team, I'm playing both Denver backs.
You like to double stack these same team backs.
It's not.
You advocated doing that and with the Patriots too.
Well, if one guy gets like 3, but another guy gets 17, as far as I'm concerned, it's like a bit of a push.
But if
you're
one guy gets 17
all the way.
and the other guy gets 10.
Let's put it this way. You're guaranteed to get the full workload.
Yeah, but you're wasting a roster spot.
Not necessarily.
And if the run game just doesn't fire, then you got 2 duds instead of 1. I feel like
it'll fire.
I like to diversify my
it'll fire.
Diversify my options.
I'm going Javontae, and for me, it's not a question.
I'm going Ingram, and for me, it's not a question. So we're gonna disagree on that one again.
I can't wait for Javontae to. I can't wait for Javontae to rip some
Nick's
huge runs
been
today.
unreasonably high on Javontae all season.
I'm not unreasonably high on him. He had another 100-yard game in limited work last week, or not another one, but he delivered another solid fantasy performance last week. He's a stud.
He's a stud when he's getting all the work, splitting the work with another RB1, bro.
And he's gonna get plenty of work.
Ingram
today.
is splitting the work with nobody.
Yeah, Javontae.
Anthony Garcia, what's going on? I have Murray, play Matty Ice or Kirk Cousins, flex Kenyon Drake, running back or OBJ, current running backs, CPAT, Gordon, full PPR.
I'm playing Matt Ryan over Kirk Cousins.
Yep.
Matchup's a little bit easier. Expected point totals are high between the Falcons and the Cowboys. I'm playing Matt Ryan.
Been giving you an 18 point floor, and that's
rock solid. Yeah, he's been rock solid. And then flex Kenyon Drake or Odell. Drake, like more pass catching work and a great matchup. I just because Odell's environment changed doesn't necessarily mean I'm like, he's back, baby. Like, not yet. I think I would lean Drake.
I think he could be. He still comes with the same injury concerns because he was getting
the
banged
shoulders,
up like every 3
shoulder's
games.
Still an injury.
Right.
I know Robert Woods is gone, but
gotta learn the playbook. Gotta get on
right.
timing with the quarterback. It's not just gonna be. It's not like a running back getting picked up where it's just like you run this way, you run that way, or you run that way. Obviously, I'm dumbing it down, but a wide receiver's job is a lot more complicated.
You get the idea. Yeah. Right.
And
the
I know
route
he's a
tree
vet,
is.
But...
I'm going Drake. Yep. I'm going Matt Ryan and Drake. But thanks for stopping by, man.
Yes, sir. Kane Z, what's going on? Start Moss,
what's up, Kane?
Sanders, Van Jeff, Donovan Peoples-Jones, flex.
Scoring would help a little bit here. just because we're between running backs or a running back and wide receivers. Is Zach Moss in?
Yes.
I know he was concussed. He's playing.
I believe so, yes.
Sanders is the safe floor play. And probably who I go with. Van and Peoples-Jones, maybe more so Peoples-Jones, are the upside plays.
You think the Bills are gonna stay passing all game? Think they're not gonna just run out the game with the?
I think Moss has just a little bit more downside this week coming off the concussion.
Fair.
I think Devin Singletary picks up a touch or two here and there as you know, in a bit of a preserve situation. Moss will play, he'll get looks, but there's a little bit more built-in downside this week. I would say Sanders is the safe play, and probably who I lean, if it's standard, Moss. Like, I'll suck it up and play Moss if I'm not getting points for catches. If it's half or full, Sanders is the safe play. I'll actually pivot, and since we're kind of off Odell right now, I'll say Van Jefferson is the guy who I'm a little bit more swing for the fences on over Peoples-Jones, just because he is going up against the Belichick defense. DPJ is. So Moss if it's standard, Kane Z, and then Sanders is the safe play, probably who I lean in half or full PPR, followed by Van for an upside play, followed by Peoples-Jones for another upside play, but a little bit more downside going against the Belichick defense.
I agree with that. Yep.
Cool.
Nico Saff, next question. What's going on, bro? Muth.
Muth.
Freiermuth or Chenault? I think this
or
is pretty
Drake.
easy. Or Drake.
For the flex.
Okay, that makes it a little bit more.
Full PPR.
It's between Muth.
It's between Drake and the Muth. The Muth is Luth.
I'm going Muth. Backup quarterback, safety valve.
Yeah.
Muth.
Yeah.
Muth. I'm going Muth.
That's fine. I would play Drake. I think Drake gets some work today in a great matchup against the Chiefs. It's a good matchup for Freiermuth as well against the Lions. Yeah, I don't. If it's full PPR, I'm intrigued by Drake today. That's all I'll say. I'm intrigued by Drake today. He's not the starter. He's not going to get all the work. Freiermuth is budding before our eyes, so I understand wanting to fire him up. But if it was Ben Roethlisberger, I would say Muth, because it's I hear your point about the backup quarterback, and there's no problem with backup quarterback looking for safety valves, like playing that game. I don't hate Drake today. I'll give a slight edge to Muth because it's full PPR. But I think Drake's going to be involved today in a phenomenal matchup against the Chiefs' bad run defense. And pass catchers will do just fine against them as well. If you expect the Raiders to have to throw a little bit more, the Chiefs aren't who the Chiefs have been the past couple of years, but you still got to respect the Chiefs.
And yeah, thanks, Jason. Eric Ebron is back, but I don't think that's not his return is not enough to keep me off of the Muth. I'm all about it. I'm going Muth there. But thanks for your question, Nico Seth, and thanks for helping out, Jason. Good to see you. D. Linney, start 2, James Robinson, Michael Carter, Ramondre Stevenson, no Damian Harris today.
Robinson and Stevenson.
Cool with it. And do we have a definitive word on Robinson? Because he was questionable.
He's supposed to be back. He's supposed to be back. And if he's in, he's playing.
Yeah.
Let me see.
But that's just
he remains a game time call. To that point, I think they're all playing at 1 o'clock, right? They're all playing in the 1 p.m. Slate.
I'd have to switch my screen, and I'm not going to do that to you anymore.
So D. Linney, it's kind of easy for me. James Robinson and Stevenson, but they all play at the same time. So if Robinson gets ruled out, you'll be able to pivot to Carter and Stevenson if you have to.
There we go. Yeah, and that's not a bad swerve.
But if Robinson's in, him over Carter. Yeah, Robinson, Stevenson, Carter in that order. 1, 2, 3.
Yep. Xavier, what's going on, bro?
What's up, Xavier?
Ahath, what's up? McKissick, Bolden, or Gibson? Pick 2.
I think McKissick for
Bolden?
sure.
McKissick and Bolden? Or are you still stacking up on
No,
backfields?
Gibson's gonna burn me today. Watch, but I'm benching Gibson this week. Week 8 was rock bottom for Antonio Gibson. Splitting touches with not just McKissick but Jarrett Patterson as well. Still limited in practice this week coming out of the bye, and it's as bad a matchup as it gets. I expect the Bucs to have a lead in this game. Let me see Gibson do well against not all odds, but bad odds. Let me see Gibson do well against bad odds on the bench.
Yeah, it sucks because he was your RB10 coming into the year, but yeah, I mean, it hasn't looked great for him.
I might have missed on that one.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with his injuries.
The injury and game script. The Washington defense is nowhere close to as good as they were last year, so they find themselves trailing more, and they have not given Gibson the pass catching work. McKissick is still very much that guy for them. So to that point, I think they're going to need him today, McKissick. So and Bolden, I'm fine with Bolden.
Yep.
McKissick and Bolden, holy hell! But yeah, and kind of definitively.
Yeah, did we recommend Conklin over Muth last week, Xavier? I'm sorry, bro.
Did we? God.
Yeah, I think that was a matchup based one.
It was a matchup based thing. The Bears were giving up almost no points
Muth
to the tight end production or to the tight end position, and then Freiermuth said, "That's cool. Watch this."
Muth is the truth, bro. I didn't foresee that happening, but it did. Breakout 2-touchdown game. We can't expect that every week, but I think this is a guy to chase. I don't think this is a guy to say it's an outlier. I still like Conklin a lot, but Muth is the truth. Sorry about that.
Conklin's got a good matchup today for what it's worth against the Chargers. They gave up points to the tight end, but.
Hey, Damon. Hey, we hope you have fun in Cali. Where you going in Cali, man?
No.
Where you going in Cali? And where you from in Washington State, dude?
I'm there now. If you're in LA, or if you're headed to LA.
Hey.
Pretty nice. We got a heat wave right now, so hit that beach.
What's the temp? Like, is it in the 100s?
No.
Okay.
It's not. All right, heat wave may have been a little.
I don't know. You say heat
but
wave.
Let's put it this way. Right. It's gonna be 80 degrees before 10 a.m. So. There you go.
Or you with the nice weather.
I'm not trying to brag. I'm just giving some facts.
Who should Xavier, I play in my flex? Jerry Jeudy or Mark Ingram, 12-man full PPR?
I like them both, but I do prefer in this situation a running. I guess
running back with the pass game work. I'm going Mark Ingram.
With all the work.
And Knox or Muth? Oh man.
This is probably the most difficult tight end question to ask today for anybody. Because we're talking about the breakout candidate at the beginning of the year and the breakout candidate right now.
Knox because he's got his quarterback.
Knox because he's got his quarterback, and I think that's where I lean as well.
I think Muth should get more PPR work.
Yeah, and I agree. The Steelers with no Roethlisberger. I mean, any other quarterback, you might feel like, oh, their backup quarterback might be better than Roethlisberger, but Mason Rudolph ain't it. So, Knox, I'm fine with Knox. Yeah, it was a tougher question. It was a tougher question before Roethlisberger was placed on the COVID list. Now it's like, okay, Knox has his quarterback at least. Yeah, Knox.
Bars in the Tuck, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. With Zeke locked in and considering my league gives points for return yards, 1.10 yards, should I start Pollard or go with Darrell Williams and his expected workload full PPR? Thanks. I'd go Zeke and Darrell Williams. Is Pollard getting a ton of return work?
Yes.
I've never played in a points for a return yards league. It's interesting.
Yeah,
I think I'd go Darrell Williams because he's gonna get the full workload, man. And I know it has burned you once, but
we can't say that definitively though. Derek Gore could absolutely mix in. I don't think we can definitively say. How much did he get
last game?
Not as much. Okay. Not as much. But like return yards, Pollard's been a little up and down. But in 3 games, in 3 of 8 games this year, he's got 70 or more return yards.
So it's an extra touchdown, basically. And what's his average in those other games?
I say Zeke and Pollard.
What's his average in those other games? Like 30, 40?
It's been lower. Like, and some games he's not used in the return game. Like there's four zeros.
And they are getting a wide receiver back.
In Gallup.
That could push a wide receiver into playing this more special teams instead of a full-time role in a guy like Cedric Wilson. I don't know what his usage was on special teams, but it's tough. I know you're going Pollard, man, but
if the return yards, like, I like that element. Darrell Williams is obviously not getting return yards. I mean, last week, actually the past 2 weeks, Darrell Williams has delivered as far as he's gotten the work. He has gotten receiving work.
I think I'm going Darrell
Nothing
Williams.
scary about the matchup against the Raiders.
I think I'm going Darrell Williams.
All right, maybe my eyes got a little bit big at the return yards work, but yeah, Williams should get most of the work. Derek Gore might mix in. Yeah, I guess I'll go with the guy attached. I mean, the Chiefs are.
What's more of a possibility? That Derek Gore comes in and takes a ton of the work, or Tony Pollard doesn't get return yards? I think it's Tony Pollard doesn't get the return yards. So I'm going Darrell Williams there.
They could ask him for a big play though in the return game if the Falcons have a lead late. But Darrell Williams, based on
Zeke and Darrell.
Based on Darrell Williams' expected touches, I'm okay with that.
Mark De Silva, thanks for joining us. Gibson or McKissick as my RB2 full PPR. I think it's McKissick with full PPR, getting that receiving work.
Yeah, McKissick.
Yeah.
But yeah, McKissick.
Slim, which TE to start? Unicorn Pitts, Fort Knox. What up? Or the Muth?
Or the Muth is Luth. I'm going Pitts. I'm going Pitts.
Pitts. You got to go Pitts there.
He's the number one option in the offense.
It's close for me because Knox can get you those 2 touchdowns, but then again, so can Pitts. But I think Pitts is more. He can have that 100-yard game too, along with it. I don't think Knox gets that.
He's the number one option.
Yeah.
Number one option in the pass game.
All these guys are capable of 2 touchdown games, but the guy that's going to get the yardage and the 2 touchdown games is Pitts. You got to go Pitts.
The Cowboys are not the best matchup against tight ends, but they give up plenty of work to wide receivers.
Doesn't matter. They got Cordero Patterson and Pitts in their offense. That's it.
That's my point. Pitts will be played as a wide receiver today.
Yep.
I'm going Pitts.
And flex spot, Van Jefferson, Ayuk, or Knox?
I'm inclined to say Ayuk. He's come back to life a little bit the past couple of weeks.
15 points.
And they're going to need him. They're going to need him. Jalen Ramsey's probably going to see Debo. I would go Ayuk.
There you go.
I would go Ayuk. Pitts and Ayuk, Slim.
Mark De Silva trades Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell in my 4th-round pick for Barkley in a 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saquon's expected back. The Giants are on bye this. No, they're not.
Looked like himself in that last game.
The Giants are on bye.
He went out again. Barkley was turning back into himself when he was in. I think it's Barkley. You make that trade. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, we got a kicker question. Should we bring in the senior consultant?
Nah, we're good. For me, it's Boswell. If he's out there, Slim, just go get him. Nothing scary about the Lions defense. I think the Steelers offense has a chance to move the ball but stall out a little bit today with Mason Rudolph. I think Boswell's got the safest floor with plenty of upside to be kicking field goals in the second half if the Steelers have a lead and are trying to build on it.
Yeah.
Boswell.
All right. Thanks for the question, Slim. You got any astrology for us?
Yeah. What's going on?
Taylor, Daryl Mooney or Kadarius Toney, full PPR.
Is this for the rest of the season? Because both are on bye this week. If yes, Darnell. But both are. If this is a start-sit question today, Twan, we gotta pick somebody else up. But if it's a rest of season question, Mooney.
I'd agree.
Like kind of easily.
Nifty Maine, what's going on? Zach Moss or Tony Pollard have PPR in return yard league?
And return yard.
Well, Zach Moss definitely ain't getting those return yards.
No.
and they're both working in split time backfields. I think in that situation, I'm going Tony Pollard. Especially because
Moss might get work.
Coming back from a concussion.
A little bit of built-in downside with. I like Moss. I have liked Moss, but I think there's a little bit more built-in downside with him, and that return yard element. Give me Pollard for this week. Not every week, but this week, give me Pollard.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in, bro. Thanks for joining us. Vinny Stacks, what's going on? Would I be crazy to start D'Ernest Johnson over Stephon Diggs or Henderson? Yes, you would.
Yeah. Oh, we got the. Oh, Yeah. Sorry, Vinny. I saw this. There was a comment on this I think the D'Ernest Johnson video that you put out, John. Yeah, you got to play Diggs and Henderson. I know Diggs has not been the Diggs of 2020.
And Debo
but you
and
drafted
Taylor
him.
are locked in. You can't move them.
Yes, they are. But Diggs is he's still a wide receiver 1 upside, and I would rather play Henderson. The thing about D'Ernest Johnson, and I do like him today, it's a Belichick defense. We got to expect a little bit of downside.
I'm not going to say we're going to expect a little bit of downside. He's going to get all the work. It's him or Brian Hill in this offense. And this is the third, they have the third highest rush rate in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not fading D'Ernest Johnson because he's going against the Patriots, but I just like those other options better. I really like D'Ernest Johnson this week, though. So, I mean, if it was almost any other guy here, I mean, not almost any other guy, but if I wasn't so set at the other positions, I would be trying to find a way to get D'Ernest Johnson in because I do like his workload this week, but those other guys are better. Kalen Roger, Gibson, Sutton, or Myers in the flex. Also, would you take this trade, Damian Harris, for Kareem Hunt? I would get Hunt.
Yes. And then to the question about the flex, I would go Sutton. It's not a great situation for Sutton today. There's much more downside for him today.
I don't trust any of those guys this week, but
I don't trust
you gotta
Gibson.
Go Sutton.
I don't trust Gibson. I don't trust Myers at this point. I don't love Sutton, but at least he's a wide receiver 1. It's a bad matchup against Darius Slay, and Sutton has been kind of blah for the past 3 weeks, but so has the other 2 guys. Sutton. But yes,
Damian Harris has a terrible rest of season schedule.
I would take Kareem Hunt over Damian Harris. He's in a timeshare, but he's just the better player.
And that schedule for Damian Harris, the whole run game
bad.
for the Patriots
looks
real rough.
Not until I think championship week he gets a break, but you got to get to championship week.
Yep. So yeah, I'd make that trade too. Thanks for joining us, Ryan Nolly. What's going on? Flex Dawson Knox or my chat just jumped.
It's Flex Dawson Knox or Michael Carter
PPR.
in full PPR. Go Knox.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll go Knox. Carter's. I know. I don't like benching running backs for tight ends, but like this is as bad a matchup as it gets.
Bills defense can't play your running backs against the Bills defense unless it's Derrick Henry, and it's not.
Right.
Yeah. Thanks for your question, Ryan Righteous.
What's going on?
What's going on? Of Track Stars, hell yeah. Thanks for joining us. Let us know if you got any questions in here. Rob Bossert, pick 2. Marvin Jones, Mark Ingram, or Javonte Williams?
The backs.
We're going Mark Ingram and Javonte Williams here. Yep.
The backs. Yep. The backs.
Ryan
Jacksonville's offense is so blah.
Yeah. Yeah, the Marvin Jones experiment has not worked out.
He's an upside play for sure, but give me the backs.
And the minute you sit him all away, he's due for a 4-touchdown game because that's how he is. But
not happening. Who's Jacksonville get today?
I don't know. I'd have to switch my screen again, and I don't want to keep.
I'm looking.
Blocking out your video there. Ryan Nolly, Brady,
they're
or
getting
Allen?
The Colts.
I'm going Brady.
It's a great.
I'm going Allen.
No, not even close. Brady's the clear QB1 on the year so far.
Going Allen.
Not even close. Brady's got the better matchup. Brady's the better quarterback. Brady's weapons aren't as deep, but it doesn't matter because again, Brady is better. And he's the overall QB1 on the year so far with a couple of dud performances. This is not 2020 Josh Allen. This is a downgraded 2021 Josh Allen.
I'm
Brady.
smiling because I'm only going Josh Allen because I'm loyal and I'm a Bills fan. But yes,
And
everything
that's
you
bad
everything
advice.
you say,
That's
everything
not
you say
good
stands.
advice.
So I'm glad you're here to even me out a little bit.
Brady, and it's not close.
Yeah, if you're not a Bills fan, Ryan Nolly, go Brady. But
Brady and it's not. If you're a Bills fan, go Brady. Brady and it's not close.
Yeah. Twan Taylor,
Brady
what's going on?
close.
I got Rams kicker on a bye next week. So do I, bro. Tampa Bay kickers on the waiver wire. Should I pick them up or drop, and just drop Rams kicker? What do you think?
No, Go with Gay for tonight, or tomorrow night. Sorry. Play Matt Gay, and then worry about your kicker next week.
I believe Matt Gay's been the second best kicker in the league.
Play Matt Gay.
Yeah.
Play Matt Gay.
His floor is like 8.
We'll worry about that. We'll worry about that next week. Play
His
Matt
floor
Gay.
is 8 points.
Yeah. The Rams offense is good. Yeah. Play Matt Gay.
Yeah. He's been the most consistent kicker in the league. For
Don't drop Matt Gay. Let's figure out your kicker situation next week. And a bench type of guy. Matt Gay's the type of. Put your whole
roster in the chat.
Or put your bench in the chat. Put your bench in the chat, Twan. Don't drop Matt Gay.
Yeah, I have Matt Gay. I'm trying to find a way to hold him through the bye week. Yeah, he's one of those guys this year. Yeah. Jason Fewer, good morning, man.
What's up, Jason?
AB, thanks.
The kids,
thanks.
They stay. Okay. They stay.
MJ, if you're listening, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to make them bigger.
They stay. Yeah, if anything, let's make them huge.
Take up the entire screen.
Hell yeah.
The cat's name is Pandora. It goes crazy.
Well, Pandora's going to have to deal with them.
Thanks for letting us know, AB. Hawk Eagle, what's going on?
What's up, man?
James Robinson or Amari Stevenson non-PPR. Obviously, it depends on the designation that James Robinson gets for the game because he is a game-time decision, but you're going James Robinson if he's playing.
If he's in, Robinson. But if he's out, they both play at the same time, so you can pivot. But if Robinson's in, Robinson.
Dallas Goddard or Dan Arnold, full PPR. I would go Dallas Goddard. I believe we got that question before. I'm going Goddard.
Goddard, or it was like Goddard or I think it was a wide receiver.
Maybe, yeah. Yep. But thanks for the question,
and we said Goddard.
Let us know your bench, man.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Did AB make that trade for Ridley?
What was that offer?
I'm not sure, but I do remember that coming up in
there was a
conversation there. An AJ Dillon game in Lambeau, snow game. AJ
yes, sir. Yes,
we're playing
sir.
Him in a league.
Yes,
we co-own a league, and we're playing him in that league.
I said earlier, I'm benching Antonio Gibson for him.
Co-own a team in a league, right?
Do we have Dillon in that co-own? Did we have Dillon?
Mm-hmm.
How did I miss that? We got to get him in our lineup.
I believe we do. Am I thinking
I didn't
of the
think
wrong
we
team?
did. We definitely have Javontae Adams.
I might be thinking of the wrong team. We'll check after this.
We got to take a look at that lineup. Make sure.
Yeah.
I get a win.
But
Jason, I'm fine firing up AJ Dillon today. More than fine.
Ayuk or OBJ? Who you going with?
Ayuk.
Yep.
I got to see it from Odell. Like, new situation, could be good. But Ayuk's coming alive a little bit past couple weeks. Give me Ayuk.
Mark, are you going Mark Ingram, nifty man?
Oh, is that Ingram?
Yeah.
Ingram over Gordon?
Mm.
Oh yeah. And
yeah.
Anthony says Gordon. But
starting CPAT and Drake over him, am I wrong? Not CPAT, but Kenyon Drake over Gordon? That's a question for
Gordon.
Nick, because he's high on Drake, but I would go Gordon there.
Well, in this situation,
in
that Gordon.
Yeah, in that situation.
I'm going Gordon.
I'd still go Mark. Mr. Heinen, James Robinson or Melvin Gordon, full PPR. James Robinson if he's playing.
James Robinson if he plays, Gordon if he doesn't, and that works out just fine because Robinson plays early, Gordon plays late. So if Robinson's ruled out, it's an easy swap. Robinson if he plays though.
Yo, with the new hashtag AB, I like that. Face Mask Fantasy Minions, I like that. Yes. All right. Well, and yeah, I remember that trade. I'm glad you remember too, Jason.
You love to see it.
Yeah. Todd Meebane, what's going on? Half PPR at Flex. Do I start Javontae, Peoples-Jones, or AJ Dillon?
Javontae.
Snow game? Javontae.
You already know. But Javontae, you already know. Love that guy.
There you go. I'll echo those sentiments. Thanks for the question. Cali Loco, what's going on? Higbee or Freiermuth this week?
Dang, we said Higbee over Kittle last week, and we were almost not totally wrong about that. He was inches from scoring a touchdown, but they overruled it. to that point, I'm gonna go Higbee. No Robert Woods. I think.
Yeah, think about where he's used in that offense.
Where he gets his looks.
Targets.
Higbee.
There's no competition at tight end.
There's
right now.
downside. Higbie's boring, but again,
he's the tight end 13.
He's kind of boring.
Yeah.
He's boring, but he just missed a touchdown last week. No Robert Woods. He has his quarterback in Stafford. I'll go Higbee.
I'll go Higbee too. I don't like sitting in the booth, but Higbee. Circumstances. Yeah. Gotta go Higbee. Jason B. Fisher, prediction on Titans defense at home against Simeon and Kamar-less Saints. With LT Armstead also out. Yeah, I mean.
Simeon, I think that's fine. I think you're fine rocking with Tennessee. Simeon's nothing special. And on the road, outside of his friendly confines of the Dome in New Orleans, I'm totally fine with that. Right. No
and
Kamara.
Houston next week. Yeah, I like that.
Good with that.
2-week play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, rock with them with some confidence. Yeah.
Yeah, we saw
turnovers,
Houston
sacks.
with Tyrod Taylor get absolutely rocked. So it doesn't look like the quarterback change there is going to amount to much.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I like that play for the next 2 weeks. It's a good pickup.
Just fine with that.
It's a pickup I might make. I need a defense. Jason Fiore, what's going on again?
The trade.
Yeah, this Buffalo thing. Yeah, I'm a Buffalo fan. I am also a fan of Tyree Jackson. I know he went to University of Buffalo, as did Jarrett Patterson. I did not go to University of Buffalo.
As did Jason. That's where he went.
There you go. Oh, what up? Dope.
Yeah. John went to school in Philly.
I went to school in Philly. I got the whole dad's side of the family's from Buffalo. My grandmother lives and my aunt lived at Parkside and Hurdle. If you're from Buffalo, so
there you go.
I just love Buffalo sports, man.
There you go.
Yeah, peep the hat. You already know. Different sport, but yeah. That's it's cool. You went to UB. You know the connections. Did you see him play? Did you see Tyree play? Did you see Jarrett Patterson play?
Or maybe Khalil Mack?
Maybe if you were there at that time. Yeah. Yep.
Talking Sunday joined us. What's going on, man?
Oh, hey, what's going on, bro?
If anybody, I just want to throw this out here. If anybody ever likes to play, if anybody likes looking at spreads, over-unders, all that good stuff, give Talking Sunday a follow. Go follow his channel if you ever like playing the spreads. He's got the goods there. So yeah, if you like us, give him a follow. Give Talking Sunday a follow or a subscription. Same thing.
Thanks for joining us, Talking Sunday. Always.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
All right, Root Body, what's going on? Robinson game time decision. Yep.
Yeah. But if he's in, you play him. If he's in, you play him.
And we've gotten this question before: Freiermuth or Knox? We're going Knox.
Yep. Yeah, we're going Knox. Better quarterback, or much safer quarterback. Was the breakout tight end before the injury. Still feel totally fine with him.
Yep. Root Body, Aaron Jones is my RB1. Should I flex AJ Dillon or go with Drake or Pollard? We got a lot of RB stacking questions today.
And in this situation, I'm fine with saying Dillon over those other two guys.
Dillon gets receiving work.
Weather's not supposed to be great in Green Bay. Could be a lot of runs. Could be a lot of rushes. The Seattle Seahawks defense is getting gashed by running backs.
10 to 15 touches on the ground and 4 to 6 targets. Yeah, easy. I like Dillon.
Dillon.
Yep. Even
play
with
those
Aaron
Packers
Jones.
Running backs.
It could be a Jones-Dillon week. That could just be their entire.
I'm fine with them both. With them both. Yeah, Root, play them both.
No Tunyon. So yeah.
Yep. Play them both. Yes, sir.
AB, the LA weather gets a lot better Tuesday. Yep.
That's what I like to hear. We just got an update.
So
we just got breaking news. Jaguars starting running back James Robinson, battling a heel injury, will play today. Will play. Right. So I know it doesn't feel great coming off an injury, but if he's in the lineup, you got to play James Robinson. So he's in. I'm
doing the thing to your screen.
I blame you. I blame you.
Yep.
But yeah, go. If you have Robinson, I know it doesn't feel great with him being a game time call, but get him into your lineups because he is going to play. He is active. And to that point, Michael Marshall, flex Ingram or James Robinson or Ingram. I'm going Robinson.
If he's playing Robinson.
Ingram's healthy, but I'm going Robinson.
Robinson is a threat to be an RB1 every time he plays. And I love the game script and how everything's moving for Ingram this week. But Robinson, he's like the only steady presence on that offense right now.
Yep.
So, Robinson. We got a question for you, bro. Solid kicker this week?
Is Brian P. Is that the Lions kicker? Or who's that? Sorry. Oh, or is that Brian? Wait, Brian Johnson or Brian P? Who's Brian P?
I don't know.
Who am I? Am I blanking hard? I'm not sure who Brian P is. Is that Brian? Is that Brian Johnson or it's not Brandon McManus? I need some clarity there, Xavier. I need some. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. Brian P. Yeah, I'm not sure I don't know who that is. Yeah, I need some clarity there, Xavier. Sorry. Brian Johnson, if that's who you mean. I mean, yeah, he should be a solid kicker. The Saints might move the ball fine. Could stall out a little bit with a backup quarterback. I don't think there's anything concerning about the weather in Nashville today. But let me check that, actually. Wind's only 10 miles per hour. It's only going to go, it might rain a little bit. Hang on. I might not even be talking about the right kicker, but that's the only guy named Brian who is a kicker. Partly cloudy skies, occasional showers during the afternoon. Okay, I don't like that as much with a dome kicker going outside. I don't like that as much. But let's confirm that for sure, and then we'll get back to that.
Yeah, let us know. Mark Da Silva, you're welcome. Xavier Ashley, what's going on? Need 2 RBs, Dalvin Cook, Zeke, or Eckler. Need 2 wide receivers, Debo, A.J. Brown, or CD, but we'll also need 1 for the flex.
I need 1 for the flex. I can't advise sitting any of those running backs.
Is Dalvin's off-field situation affecting him at all this week? Okay.
No, he's playing. So all 3 running backs.
Debo, AJ, or CD?
Debo's going to see Jalen Ramsey. A.J. Brown's going to see Marshawn Lattimore.
But he's going to get peppered.
But he's all they have. A.J. and CD? I don't want to sit Debo. Damn.
Debo's the wide receiver 2, I believe, right now. I'm not sitting Debo.
I don't want to sit him either. But are you clearly starting all 3 running backs like I am?
Yes.
Okay. So, Xavier, all 3 running backs are
AJ
locks.
Brown or CD Lamb. Nick has already pointed out CD's playing in a dome.
Playing in a dome, is like expected point totals are higher.
And, I mean, he can win against anybody.
Right. Marshawn Lattimore is really good, but A.J. Brown is not a guy I worry about when it comes to matchups like that, one-on-one matchups like that.
I gotta go A.J. Brown, bro. I gotta go A.J. Brown. I gotta go Debo and A.J. Brown, man. Start all 3 running backs, Debo and A.J. Brown.
I'm okay with that.
That's a tough decision, though, between A.J. Brown and CD Lamb this week, but I gotta go A.J. Brown.
Xavier Ashley, not Xavier W. Xavier Ashley, next year, demand that your league adds another flex spot to your starting lineup.
Take out the kickers.
Yeah, or just add a flex spot.
Or that.
But yeah, that's fine. All 3 backs, Debo, A.J. Brown.
And Xavier, hey,
Xavier
thanks,
W.
bro.
Appreciate the love.
Thanks. It does help. Vinny Stacks, high wind in Denver today.
High wind in Denver today, so a little bit more concerning about the passing game.
Yep. So does that change your of those start? I think it was Sutton, Myers, and there was another guy in there. Where was it?
And Gibson.
Does it change?
No, it doesn't. I'm really off Gibson right now. I really am. Really off Gibson this week.
All right, there you go. Brandon Hooker, hey man, thank you.
What's up, Brandon? Appreciate that.
Beasley or Renfro, and start Melvin or Cordarrelle Patterson. I mean, it's Cordarrelle Patterson, and then Beasley or Renfro. I think Renfro.
Renfro's steady, man. I'll say this anytime Renfro comes up. 5 targets in every game, minimum.
Cordarrelle and Renfro.
Yeah, Beasley's safe too, but I think Renfro's a little more reliable.
He's got a higher upside.
Yeah, I think he might. Like he's higher in the pecking order for targets.
Yep.
It's him and Waller.
More consolidated target share. Yep.
Patterson, and Renfro. Brandon.
Yep.
Appreciate
Ryan
the love.
Righteous. Muth or Darrell Williams in the flex full PPR.
This is where I'll say go with the running back. Go Darrell
So you're going Darrell Williams?
Yeah.
I probably would too.
Yeah. All right, Slim with the astrology coming up. This is what we like.
Mason Rudolph is a Cancer.
Mason Rudolph's a Cancer.
In the locker room?
Muth is a Scorpio. No, astrology.
Muth is a Scorpio.
Ideal chemistry for a connection.
Is that proven?
Cancer Scorpios make the best of friends and have a great work relationship. Ah, crap. Muth is going to get 3 more scores today.
Yo, 8 touchdowns. Fucking.
Get out of here.
Excuse me. Didn't mean to swear. I try not to do that on you.
I do. I don't care about that.
Marcus Brown, thank you for the super chat.
Thanks,
appreciate
Marcus.
it. Thanks for joining in today. No questions. Hey, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I will pray for you.
Yeah, we could do that.
Moment of silence. But thanks for joining us, bro. Thanks for the support, as always.
Yeah, appreciate that, Marcus.
Yep.
Gaskin and Gesicki. It wasn't a bad call, but that's all right. We can overcome bad Thursday performances. We can do that.
No,
Plenty of football.
Gaskin had a bad outing.
Plenty of football to play
Gaskin,
today.
I mean, process.
Well, that's because Gaskin. That's because he stinks.
Yeah, he's just getting all the work, but he stinks.
That you
Unless
can
he's
get
getting
all
a
the work.
touchdown, he's getting nothing. He's getting you 3 points.
He stinks. Jason, top defense this week. I mean, in a vacuum, like without worrying about a pickup, it's the Bills against the Jets. I know Mike White is officially a legend already, but it's the Bills. Probably the Cardinals with the Panthers quarterback situation with PJ Walker. Steelers are good this week. The Rams are typical, but if you're looking for a stream, Dallas is probably not out there. The Colts might be out there. I have no problem trying to target the Jags defense. The Broncos defense might be fine as a stream. I like the call earlier about the Titans, picking up the Titans against the Trevor Siemian on the road New Orleans offense. So Buffalo in a vacuum this week is the best defense. Arizona and Pittsburgh are up there as well. But if you're looking for a stream, like best stream, Denver might be out there. They might be. They might not be. But yeah, I like the Titans call. If the Colts are out there against the Jags, that's fine too. I know they're not a phenomenal unit, but Jacksonville presents opportunities, like opportunistic chances, for turnovers and sacks and all that. So Titans, Colts. Those are good streamers this week.
There you go.
Yeah. Chuck, man, what's going on?
What's going on, bro? What up, fellas? Good luck today. Hey, thanks. You get Russ back? All right. Russ or Wentz? Rams D or Titans?
So I would still go the Rams over the Titans.
Start your studs. They count as a stud.
The Rams defense starts as a stud.
Continue to ramp up with the other additions that they just got to that defense.
I don't know if Von Miller plays tonight, but
well, I mean, they should just continue.
Or tomorrow. I keep saying the Rams play tomorrow.
He will be involved soon, so yeah, I'm not
right.
playing games with that Rams
sure.
team. Russ or Wentz in a snow game in Lambeau for Russ? You going Wentz? With Ty back in the fold?
That's tough. That's tough. Wilson is Wilson, I mean, are you going Wentz?
Wentz has been a top 10 quarterback.
I
this
know,
year.
I know,
Wentz
I
has,
know.
I mean, say what you will about him as a real-life NFL quarterback. For fantasy, he has been productive.
He's been nice.
I'm going
He's been nice
Wentz
for fantasy
this week because, I mean, we saw the connection that he had, albeit it was against Houston with T.Y. Hilton.
Well, they get Jacksonville this week, so nothing scary about that.
And
matchup.
Michael Pittman is a top 10 wide receiver. He's the ninth best fantasy wide receiver right now.
And the weather might be bad in Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm going Wentz there, man.
Yeah, I'll go Wentz, Chuck.
Russell Wilson rest of season, but this week I'm going Wentz.
Wilson rest of season. Russ could run a little bit today.
He could
because of the weather, but Wentz can run too.
Downside there is it's real.
Yeah. Yeah.
For a team that loves to run the ball, it's real.
Yeah.
So I'm going Wentz there.
Yup.
But thanks for the question, man. Thanks for tuning in. Michael Marshall, you got to put your you got another question for us? Put it in the chat. Did you get it?
Let us know.
Get to us down below. Not yet. Throw it back in there, bro. Sergio Fuentes, what's going on, man?
What's up, Sergio?
AJ Dillon, AJ Green, or T.Y. Hilton? You got all the acronym guys. The acronym squad. AJ Dillon.
I think it's Dillon.
Yeah, and Dillon over
Dillon
Amandre. I would do that too. Jason, I would do Dillon over Amandre. I like Dillon this week. Sue me.
I like well.
They should have similar roles, and I like Dillon.
Yeah, they should have similar. They should have similar roles.
Dillon does better in the pass game. I like Dillon. You sold me.
Well, I'm happy to hear that.
Stream strikes.
I'm good with that. Sorry. Yeah, I'm good with Dillon as well.
But thanks for both of your questions. Stream strikes, Singletary or J.D. McKissick? J.D. McKissick. What's the point setting?
I think it might.
Full
yeah,
PPR?
if it's
Standard?
standard, maybe Singletary, but anything else, McKissick for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. Myers for Ridley.
Oh, yeah. No, I like that.
Yeah,
I still love that. I still
love
that.
that.
I still love
Still
that.
love that.
Especially
still love that
with
chance.
Yeah, I still love that.
Yeah, still love that swing.
Yep.
Big fan.
And Taken Sunday, thanks again for joining us.
Thank you for the reminder.
You are rolling with Mahomes this week. Yeah, hey, you got to. I feel like you just continue to have.
Or am I? No. Am I rolling with Mahomes?
I think you should.
You think you should roll with Mahomes?
Yes.
He's been slop, man.
Yep. He has.
Like, he has not been good. Obviously, he's the better quarterback. His weapons are better. There's nothing scary about the matchup. But, like, easily under 20 fantasy points the past 3 weeks. He had a decent game against the Giants. The Raiders.
Carson Wentz is the QB 10 on 9 games. He has an average of 18.5 fantasy points per week. And Patrick Mahomes right now, despite the struggles, is 6th with an average of 21.74 fantasy points per week. So despite the struggles the past few weeks, he's 4 slots higher and still a mid-level QB1. So you have to continue to roll out with Mahomes even though it doesn't feel great. Because at any week, he can give you that 30, 35, 40-plus game with Tyreek Hill getting 4 touchdowns and be back on track. At the end of the day, all I think it takes is him trusting his other auxiliary weapons a little more.
Well, that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. I'm sorry. That's never going to happen. Mecole Hardman's never going to be.
Yeah, I don't think so. He's never going to be what they wanted him to, but
no.
Mahomes is just not even trusting him anymore.
There's no reason to. The ancillary pieces sting.
They do.
Mecole Hardman's not it. I'm sorry.
But despite all that, QB6 right now. I think you roll with
I know.
My point
stands.
The
Chiefs give up lots of points on defense. So if the Raiders are it's not inconceivable that the Raiders are winning this game and it's the Chiefs who have to play some catch up.
Mm-hmm. I'm going Mahomes. I like Wentz this week.
They're neck and neck. They're neck and neck, but I guess I'll say Mahomes. I don't feel great about it. To your point, Wentz has been a pleasant surprise for fantasy purposes.
At QB6 for Mahomes, despite him not being a top 3 QB, I know he hasn't been nearly as good in real life work, but in fantasy, bro, he's still getting it done. You still got to go back to that start your studs mantra with him. He's a stud still. His absolute floor when he's playing terrible is the 6th best quarterback in the league.
Yeah, Wentz is playing at his ceiling right now. Mahomes is playing at his floor.
Mahomes'
Right,
floor is better than Carson Wentz's ceiling, and we shouldn't be playing games with that. Mahomes.
Okay. I'm with it.
Brandon
I don't feel
Hooker.
great about it, but I'm with it.
Yeah. There we go. We'll put up another one of these for you. Yeah. Praying a lot this live stream. All right, Brandon Hooker, what's your thoughts on Cam Newton in a 2 QB league rest of the way?
I mean,
he's
absolutely worth a pickup.
He's a starting quarterback. There's only 32
Absolutely
of them.
worth a pickup.
And he's pretty much he's got a chance to solidify his role rest of season.
Yeah, there was a report earlier. I don't know how true this is, but there was a report out there earlier today that the Panthers are operating as if Darnold might just miss the rest of the season, and they didn't bring Cam in to be PJ Walker's backup. I mean, I wouldn't play him for the next couple weeks. Let's see how things go. He's a low-end QB2 right now, but absolutely worth a roster spot in 2 quarterback leagues, and there could be some streaming appeal in the fantasy playoffs. There's no doubt.
And he always comes with that rushing TD upside.
That's the thing on Cam. Yep.
Easy Money Sicilian, thanks for joining us. To Ernest or Thielen for full PPR?
Ernest?
Going to Ernest, man. That workload is really enticing.
I think it's Ernest.
And Dawson.
Thielen's a touchdown machine, but like the Vikings' passing offense is so hit or miss.
And
this is not a good matchup this
Cleveland's
week.
going to be rushing the ball.
Yeah. It's
And
not a
he
good
might get
matchup
some
with
receiving-
I would go to
receiving
Ernest.
work
He's the
too,
only
to
one.
Ernest.
He's all they have. There's
Him
no
and Brian
Kareem
Hill,
Hunt.
who was just signed and activated to the
Ernest is should get
to
20,
Ernest.
15 touches minimum.
Ernest. And Dawson or TJ, we took this question earlier, and we went Hawkinson. Full PPR.
I think
We
you
continue
gotta
to go
go.
Hawkinson because
You
he
gotta go
should get a
Hawkinson.
lot of those targets with Jamal Williams out.
You gotta go Hawkinson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Itty Bitty South City, thanks for joining us. Need 2 flex. Agnew.
I like that name.
Darrell Williams, me too. Alex Collins, Jeff Wilson Jr., or Donta Foreman.
I'm not necessarily ready to go Foreman yet.
Darrell Williams and Collins.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Agnew, I mean, I like Agnew. Is it full PPR? I might not be totally opposed to Agnew,
let us know the
but
format.
let's go Williams and Collins. Let's tentatively go Williams and Collins.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. And yeah, Jason, I'm not a bandwagon fan. I've been a fan of Buffalo for 10 years of the drought. I was not a football fan until fantasy football. I was not a football fan.
That's actually
I was
you
sitting
got
on the couch in college, having drank a few too much, and my friend who was sitting next to me said, "Hey man, you want to join a fantasy league?" And I was just like, "Sure." And I drafted the best team ever. Didn't make any moves that year and won the whole thing. And from then on, I was hooked. But I had to choose a team. My mom's from Milwaukee, so it was like Green Bay or Buffalo, and I had to go with Buffalo, man. Had to follow my father's footsteps with the Buffalo connection. So yeah, the Buffalo runs deep. But fantasy got me into football. It was not the other way around.
There you go.
Yep. But thanks for joining us. How did you get into? You were watching. You've been watching football forever. You were into football before you got into fantasy, right?
Me?
Yeah.
I was watching the NFL for at least 4 or 5 years, and then I got into fantasy.
Yeah. But you got in pretty early too. I do remember that, because I remember you telling me about your super team.
And he was on
with
campus.
LT.
And LaDainian Tomlinson is one of my favorite players ever.
Yeah, you were on campus
Jason said
when
he was
Mac
on
drafted? That's
campus.
awesome.
He was on campus when Mac was drafted. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's a huge claim to fame. I mean, not necessarily a
Is that
football
when, like,
powerhouse up
Lamont
there, but they
Roosevelt
produced
was there
a
and
monster.
stuff? Like, I don't know. There was a couple of UB guys that ended up being in the NFL, and Namon Roosevelt was a fringe guy. That might have been a little bit older. A little bit, yeah.
Well, now it's a Tyree Jackson time.
Ew. Future TE1.
Yeah. But yeah, and good luck to everybody. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully we hit on some of this help.
Jay Riot, thanks for joining us. Mac Jones, PJ Walker, Mason Rudolph for my second QB in a 2 QB league. Mac Jones.
Walker's got some intrigue. He could run around a little bit, but it's a bad matchup. These other two guys are backups. Give me Mac Jones. At least he's the starter, like the normal starter. Yeah, give me Mac Jones.
And Marcus, hey, thanks again.
Yeah, thank you again, man.
And yeah, prayers up for
prayers up for the team,
man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hope you have a good Sunday, dude. Twan Taylor. All right, so this is your squad.
Yeah.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, I was.
Deontay Johnson, Keenan Allen, AJ Brown, Christian McCaffrey, Darrell Williams, Dallas Goddard, Tampa Bay defense, Browns kicker. My bench: Jeff Wilson Jr., Dan Arnold, Kadarius, Darnell Mooney, Jordan Howard, CEH.
I think with those receivers, I think Tony is the drop. Oh, he's got Clyde on IR. And I think Kadarius is the drop to figure out for the kicker next week. You keep Matt Gay and Kadarius
or Dan Arnold.
Well, Goddard is your starter, but like it's not like having Kelsey or Waller. I don't mind hanging on to Arnold.
Has he already had his bye? Eagles?
No, it's a late bye, week 14.
All right, so hold on to Dan Arnold. Then
but with Deontay Johnson, Keenan Allen, AJ Brown, and I'm going to throw Darnell Mooney in there, who I'd rather have than Tony. We kind of already said that earlier. I would, to keep Matt Gay, I would drop Kadarius Tony.
I'd drop Kadarius too.
Yeah, I would drop Tony. So yeah.
But I like your squad, man.
Yeah, it's good team.
Excuse me.
Jay Wright, is Jacoby Myers droppable at this point? Yeah.
I believe so.
I think he is. I mean, don't drop him just to drop him. But if there's a guy who is more intriguing on the wire, or intriguing in any way, then yeah, he's fine he's a safe drop. 2 touchdown game. He's got to have a 1 touchdown game first.
He's a guy I really liked at the beginning of the season, but he hasn't done anything with Mac Jones to make me think that he should be sitting on somebody's bench right now. Yeah, I believe he is at least right now replacement level fantasy talent. Saying nothing about his NFL. I mean, great athlete and all that, but yeah, fantasy not somebody I'm looking at. Ryan Righteous, you're welcome. Thanks. I'm glad that we could help. Thanks for joining in.
Yeah, hopefully it helps.
Twan Taylor, I got my kicker on bye next week, and my running backs and receivers got bye in week 12 and 13. So I need a backup running back and receiver for week 12 and 13.
So you got, I think, so you got. Oh, so that McCaffrey's the guy with the week 13 bye. I mean, Clyde should be back by then.
Oh, and you got Chuba Hubbard. Is Juwan? Oh, now we're all right. Sorry. Yeah, I'll get to Theo's after.
Yeah. So here's the thing, Twan. I think Darnell Mooney is your fill-in at receiver.
Yep.
At that time, and then after next week, whoever you pick up as a kicker in replace of Mac A, you can drop him for whatever running backs are available.
Yep. The following week. Yep.
Yeah. So don't drop Gay. Don't drop Gay.
I'm with you. And yeah, I like your team. I like your squad.
Yeah. Theo, what's up, man?
Is Juwan Man Johnson going to be doing anything, or is he just done? He's just done, man. He's stuck around at 20% target share.
Yeah, for this year.
Troutman has been ramping up. He just hasn't gotten those touchdowns. The past, I think he got 7 targets last week. 2 of them were in the red zone, and those were the 2 that he didn't catch. The ones that he did get targeted outside of the red zone, he caught, but instead of getting, like, I think it was 4 receptions for 50 yards or something like that, or 4 receptions for 40 something.
Taking a look.
Yeah.
4 for 47.
Right. He could have gotten 5 for 57 and a TD.
His snaps are way up.
Yeah, I like Troutman rest of season as a sleeper tight end. If you absolutely need tight end help and you and there's nobody like a Dan Arnold or anybody like that on your wire, But I don't like Juwan Johnson because Troutman is finally being utilized at his expense, and Juwan Johnson hasn't had more than one target, right? Or at least 3 catches since like week 3.
It's been low.
Yeah, and even at his height, it was 3 catches for 2 touchdowns. That's not the usage you're chasing, especially on 20% snap share in that offense with Trevor Siemian and no Kamara right now. Like, no. Juwan Johnson is a drop. Still need to go back and watch that movie again.
Well, in a dynasty league, he's a hold.
I just dropped him in a dynasty league where I'm rebuilding. So you would think that as a rebuilder, I would want to hold on to him.
You wouldn't want to keep a guy like that? Yeah.
Nope.
All right.
I'm off. I'm back on the Troutman train. I think we were just a year too late, or a year too early.
Year too early. Yeah, he's going to be a nice pickup next year at a discount from what he was this year. Yep.
So October 24th, thanks for joining us.
So
you think Raiders defense is worth the risk?
Worth the risk. I mean,
Raiders, Cowboys, or Denver possibly my best options.
By the numbers, the Chiefs are actually the most favorable matchup for opposing defense for fantasy defenses. I just don't know if I can. I don't know if I can do that. Raiders have a decent pass rush, and the Chiefs' offensive line is not. It looked great on paper after the moves they made in the offseason, but it has not been. The results have not been there at the level that the Chiefs were certainly hoping for. I think the Cowboys or Broncos are better options than the Raiders this week. Just if we're going to be on Mahomes, like if we're sticking with Mahomes, then I can in good conscience be like, yeah, stream the Raiders defense. I think between the Chiefs, who are the Raiders opponent, the Falcons, who are the Cowboys opponent, and the Eagles, who are the Broncos opponent, the Eagles offense is actually not a good fantasy matchup. They don't turn the ball over a ton because they've been running it a ton. And Hurts has plenty of escapability for, as far as sacks, and Denver just traded Von Miller. Whereas the Cowboys and Falcons have the highest expected point total in this game. So the Cowboys defense is likely to give up some points. They're better this year, but they've been more opportunistic. And Matt Ryan could get sacked, but he's not like a turnover machine.
Yeah. He's safe with the ball.
Yeah, he's safe with the ball. Hurts is safe with the ball, although, obviously, scrambling around can lead to sacks as well.
Yeah, but he often scrambles around with the intention to throw somebody open or to run somebody open.
I'll be honest, Sotober, I don't love any of those 3, to be honest with you, this week. I'm kind of talking myself out of them. Are the Titans available? Are the Colts available?
We both mentioned the Titans earlier, and you mentioned the Colts as an option.
Are the Titans available? Are the Colts available? If not, then I guess I would say the Broncos. I guess. At least they're at home, and I expect them to win. If the Titans and Colts are not available, Sotover, then I guess the Broncos. But I'll be honest, none of those 3 options are none of them jump out of them. Okay, he said no. Denver. I'll say Denver. At least the Cowboys are at home too, but I feel a little bit better about the Broncos' chances to win the game than the Cowboys and the Falcons feels like it could be a little bit more of a toss-up.
You're a Raider fan? Hey, sometimes you got to just ride and die with your squad.
Look, man, here's the thing. Again, I said it before. I'll say it again. By the numbers, the Raiders would probably be the best play. But, are we really going to gamble with going against Patrick Mahomes? I know the Chiefs are – this is not the 2020 Chiefs. This is not the 2019 Chiefs. This 2021 Chiefs team, this Chiefs offense is not as scary. It's not as good. But I'll play the Broncos. The Eagles offense, while they haven't been a great matchup by the numbers, going into Denver is always a tough place to play with the altitude. And the Eagles offense has been solid, but they're not like this super, they're not this extravagant offense that's difficult to figure out. Yeah, I'll say the Broncos. I'm sorry, I don't have like a ton of confidence between these three options, but the Broncos might have a little bit more opportunity. The Cowboys are going up against a good offense in the Falcons, and the Raiders are going up against there's still you got to respect the Chiefs offense. The Eagles offense, not as much, right? Like, give them their credit. They haven't been like the worst matchup this year, they've been a not great matchup this year for opposing defenses, but their offense is just not on the same level right now as you know, I have more faith in Matt Ryan as a quarterback to not turn the ball over. Maybe Hurts is a better fantasy play than Matt Ryan, but Matt Ryan might be a little bit safer with the ball, and then Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. It's my long-winded way of saying, I guess, Denver.
There you go, man. All right, moving on to the next question, but thank you, Sotober. Jason B. Fisher, Darrell Williams or Ingram? This is tough.
Wait, where are you seeing that? Sorry.
Jason B. Fisher, right underneath the Sotober's first
right. Sorry. Darrell Williams or Ingram?
Ingram or Darrell?
I think they're pretty close, but I would give a slight edge to Ingram just because Frank Gore's great-great-great-grandson, Derek Gore, might get involved.
No relation.
So a slight edge to Ingram, but they're real close.
They're not related. It's just a clone.
I like making great-great-grandson jokes when it comes to Frank Gore. He's a legend, don't get me wrong, but
apparently he's boxing now. He's like a UFC fighter. Yeah, he's gonna be in a boxing match against somebody in an exhibition fight before like the main event for a Logan Paul or something.
You love to see it.
Not really. He's got a great legacy, and now he's out there boxing. It's an exhibition match, bro. Like, chill. You're a Hall of Fame running back. You step back from UFC. All right, we don't gotta get into it.
Follow your dreams, man.
Yeah, whatever. Richie, start Carter or Javontae? I would go Ingram too. Start Carter or Javontae Williams in PPR?
Javontae. Yeah, better matchup. Better matchup, better player. Don't care about the timeshare. Javontae.
Jay Riot, rest of season. AJ Dillon or JD McKissick. What is the scoring? I think that matters here.
Full PPR, McKissick. Standard, AJ Dillon.
Yep.
Half.
It's a wash?
Might be a push. Well, let's put it this way. If Gibson remains hobbled, which is more like Aaron Jones, Aaron Jones versus Antonio Gibson, Aaron Jones is healthy. I'm not even factoring in like a talent or, production or anything like that. Gibson's banged up. So McKissick definitely in full PPR, and I'll say definitely in half PPR too, just because Gibson's been such a disappointment recently. And the Washington defense, again, is nowhere close to they have come nowhere close to expectations. Like nowhere close. So they're giving up lots of points. The Washington offense, that means they're playing more catch up. McKissick definitely in full PPR. I think definitely in half PPR. Standard, I think I still might go Dillon. Dillon's absolutely got a role. He's carved out a role in this Packers offense, but no, these are two good, solid backup running backs that have RB3 with upside, that like RB3 floors with upside.
I agree.
But slight edge to McKissick, depending on the score.
Agreed. Twan Taylor. Hey, I'm glad we could help.
Oh, yeah. There you go, man. Sometimes it's like you got to play a little bit of chess or whatever, whatever you want to call it, to figure things out. But that's the fun of the strategy when it comes to playing this game.
Yep. Theo with the next question. Is Hunter Henry worth the pickup for a rebuilding team looking to be competitive in 2023?
Sure, but
2023, so 2 years out. I believe Hunter Henry is 26 right now, so he'll be 28 with 1 year left on his Patriots deal. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess a lot would depend. Is he still like playing? Is he playing next to Jonnu? Although that hasn't mattered for him this year.
I think the question is he still playing with the current wide receiver core that they have, headlined by Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne, and Jacoby Myers? No, I think the wide receiver core. I think they make a concerted effort to get a wide receiver. No,
or does he go to another team? No,
they signed him for 3 years. It would be the last year.
Oh, he would be
of
in the
his
last year.
contract.
Well, okay, but depending on where he goes after that, like that following year.
And then it'll be a 29-year-old wide receiver or a tight end with who had injury durability concerns in his career, going to an offense that might not feature him.
He's fine, but I wouldn't give up a ton to acquire him.
If you're looking to be competitive in 2023, what tight ends are we looking at?
Yeah, what are the other tight ends that you're looking at potentially having?
I like Hunter Henry, but that's not a rebuilding team pick. I'm contending now and have depth concerns
I could use
at tight end.
Guy or this year.
That's not a future pick, because by the time you want to be competitive, he's going to be. And I know we've seen some tight ends do well later
tight ends
into their
don't
career.
fall off. Tight ends don't fall off in their late
20s. If I'm looking at that's when I'm rebuilding from, I don't want to start off that rebuild with a then 29-year-old tight end.
He's not he's not the most must-own guy ever in that situation.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like lukewarm-ish. Nick.
I'm trying to think other tight ends that aren't the typical guys that I tell you to go after. David Njoku? What do you think about David Njoku?
I think Theo put an offer out for or maybe acquired him.
Did we recommend that one already?
I think a couple weeks ago I feel like we maybe acquired him.
That sounds like something I would do.
Sounds like something you would have advised on.
Dan Arnold, man. If you can go out and get Dan Arnold,
that's not
he
bad.
has he has that RAS close to 8 coming out of college, and he fixed what made him below a 9. So he's firmly above a 9 now. If you were to measure him as a prospect, he's going to get a lot of work moving forward from one of the best quarterback prospects in recent memory, and the rest of their offense is just outside of James Robinson, just a whole lot of meh.
Yeah.
So.
And Marvin Jones is 31.
Marvin Jones is 31. Shark is a free agent next season, and there's no guarantee that they bring him back. I wouldn't expect it.
Right.
Chenault is just not what everybody expect him to be, and isn't a favorite of the coaching staff. I like Dan Arnold.
We kind of already knew this, but it is confirmed. Chris Godwin active for Week 10. So Tyler Johnson, not as enticing as a streamer, but I'm okay with still firing him up if you need a guy.
I'm just gonna jump down because he asked this question. Theo, John, Foster Moreau's RAS is pretty damn high. Should I pick him up and drop Juwan Johnson? You have Dan Arnold, that's great, and you did try to get Njoku when I was selling Hooper Fair.
Yeah, that's right.
Foster Moreau plays for an offense that lost its one of its number one playmakers at wide receiver. Darren Waller is, I think, 30. I think he's 30. So he's older.
28.
Is he? Maybe he's 29 then. So. Maybe he just turned 29 this year. Regardless.
He did. He turned 29 in September. He's 29. So he'll be 30 at the beginning of 2022.
I believe Foster Moreau's 24 or 25. So by the time Darren Waller, if you're rebuilding, by the time Darren Waller is 33, 24, Foster Moreau with an RAS of 9 is going to be 26, 27. And that is the prime age for tight end production. So that's why I have Foster Moreau on every single one of my teams, because that's what I'm looking for as a rebuild. That is the perfect pickup if you're dropping Juwan Johnson. So good job. You already know my process, bro. So
there you go.
You take it and run with it, bro. Hell yeah, I like to see it. Let's jump back up to these other questions up here.
Jason's got a lot flex. Elijah Mitchell, Renfro, Beasley, or Ayuk. I think Mitchell. So I'm a little worried he might get phased out just because if the 49ers are trailing. But
for who?
Michael Hasty's out. We haven't seen Jeff Wilson yet.
They don't have a passing down option at running back to swerve to. Mitchell would still get passing down work.
You would think. Yeah, I'm okay with going with Mitchell. And the Rams are actually, by the numbers, not a super scary matchup for running backs. Mitchell.
I like Renfro, though. Like Beasley.
I do like Renfro. Mitchell I like all three of those guys. Yep. But give me the running back.
Yep. And you're welcome, Sotober. Jay Wright. Also, is Cam the starter 100% if PJ kills it this week? Then what happens?
Sure. I mean,
No, I don't
there's always
see-
there's always a possibility that PJ Walker has a great game.
They signed Cam Newton with intention.
I don't see it. Yeah,
They've
right.
played
I don't see
PJ
Walker.
Walker in spot, like, just, spot situations, and he largely hasn't delivered. So even if he has a really good week, they'll say, thanks for that, PJ. You picked us up for this week, but we're still moving to Cam.
We're still moving
They're
forward.
going to give
with
Cam 100% of the opportunity to take 100% of the starter reps moving forward. So he's going to have all the opportunity to take it and run with it, literally.
I don't think they signed Cam to be PJ Walker's backup, even if he pops today.
No, that's a dynamic that the Patriots ran away from. They didn't want Cam Newton as the backup because of all the issues it would have caused in and outside of the locker room. So no, it's Cam. It's Cam right now.
Yep.
Twan Taylor, hey, it doesn't have to be your last question, bro. You can hit us with whatever. Last question. My running backs got a bye week in week 12 and 13. My backup running back is Jeff Wilson Jr., Jordan Howard, Latavius Murray on waivers. If you are to drop one of these running backs for Murray.
Maybe Howard, but we're a couple weeks out from
Howard has one more week
being able to give an answer.
Howard has one more week of being what he's been. And then I think Miles Sanders probably comes back. Latavius Murray is probably out for another game or two, and then he comes back. But we can't definitively say he's going to get a ton of the work over Devonta Freeman.
Is he going to just automatically go up over Devonta Freeman?
He's been getting 15 PPR points a week.
Has been decent, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it becomes a messy three-headed monster there.
We're week to week on this one, on Twan. It's a little too early to determine if Latavius Murray is even worth a pickup at all.
I know it's really tempting to play that that next week game, to play that the overarching strategy, but sometimes you really do got to take it just like the NFL teams take it and take it week to week with your
let's see what Jeff Wilson does. Maybe Jeff Wilson's the drop if Wilson continues to do not. Maybe Wilson was a flash in the pan last year. If that's totally possible. We got to wait and see. Let's get a win this week, and then we'll worry about it. I got you. Eric, what's going on, Eric? Start Van Jefferson, Vermondre, Jordan Howard, or Pitts in standard. Pitts.
Gotta go Pitts.
I know it's standard. I know you got some running.
Pitts.
Gotta go Pitts. I know it's like a tight. Vermondre's interesting. Jordan Howard. They're all interesting, but
Pitts got that high upside, man.
Give me Pitts with the high upside.
Yep.
Yeah. Nothing scary about the matchup. Yeah, Pitts.
Yeah, you do get a chance to see if Jeff Wilson Jr. is going to play
today.
Well,
let's see what happens. Let's see what happens today.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. And Mr. Heinen, I hear you. Robinson might be limited, but he's going to get the work if he can handle it. What do the Colts give up to running backs? They give up a ton to wide receivers. Actually, it's not a good matchup by the numbers, but Robinson by the numbers is a damn good running back. So I'm playing Robinson. The Eagles give up good production to running backs, so I understand Melvin Gordon's enticing in that regard, but I think I gotta play Robinson and hope for the best.
Yep.
I think I gotta play Robinson and hope for the best.
And Jay Riot against Daryl Williams or Deron Williams. Williams, is that a D-back?
I'm sorry. I'm not sure what.
Yeah.
Not sure what that is.
Yeah.
I remember Deron Williams. He was on the Jazz and the Nets. He was a pretty damn good basketball player for a little while.
There you go.
Made an Olympic team.
Yeah, clarify that one for us, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hey, Theo, glad we could help with that. I know you got another question down below. Let's get to a New Era TB's question right up here. Osborne, St. Brown, Eskridge, pick 2. No Ridley, Claypool, or Mooney. Starting Adams, Judy, need 2 more.
So
I'm not starting Eskridge.
Has Eskridge done anything yet this year?
No, he's been injured the whole season. This is his first game action, I believe. I'm going St. Brown and Osborne.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I can't expect too much from them. Yeah, Eskridge has not.
Yeah, and he was a 24-year-old rookie to begin with, and I don't typically love those. Osborne and St. Brown. I'm not feeling great about it, but Osborne and St. Brown.
Yeah. Yeah. We got to see Eskridge do literally anything.
Yeah, and I have Eskridge in a league that I'm rebuilding in, bro, but I can't move to him this week.
I got to imagine a guy like Freddie Swain is ahead of him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that's who's boxing against Frank Gore. Oh, Jay Riot's on top. On top of
okay.
On top of the UFC or the UFC.
I saw that on Bleacher Report when I was scrolling through, and I was like, wait, what?
Like, so this is what's going on right now. Frank Gore, man, he's just whatever.
Hey,
he stays true to his
He's got that
grind.
competitor spirit, bro. I love it, but I think he should. I don't know.
Okay, well, appreciate the clarity, Jay Riot.
Yep, thanks. I'm going Osborne and St. Brown there. New era.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Richie, do I still start Godwin on a bad foot, or should I play Moore or Van Jefferson in PPR?
I think because Godwin is in, you play Godwin. I know it doesn't feel great, but if he's active, I mean, Godwin's awesome. He's playing with the GOAT.
Should be a
Moore has
consolidated
way
target
more
share considering Brown and Gronk
no Antonio Brown, no Rob Gronkowski. Like DJ Moore is, we severely might be an extreme word, but we got to downgrade DJ Moore, and I'm not starting Van Jefferson over Chris Godwin.
Nope.
A healthy Van Jefferson over a hobbled Chris Godwin, I still am like, I'm playing Chris Godwin.
And Jason B. Fisher, I'm going Elijah Moore there, man.
Yeah.
I like Elijah Moore a lot. He's been putting up I think he has 3 weeks of sustained, like, really good fantasy production, and that might have to do with the fact that Corey Davis has been out, but I think he continues his hot start there because it coincides also with Mike White. He seems to mesh well there, so they'll need. Yeah. I know the Bills ain't a good output, but the Jets are gonna need to try to do something. So I like Elijah Moore.
Yep, I'm good with that.
Theo Von Miller, I have Noah Gray as well, but his RAS is not as great. Thoughts? Well,
I'll kick that one to you.
We've already seen and kind of been over this with the Chiefs offense today, when Patrick Mahomes is forced to use options that aren't elite. He will choose to go to the elite options and not target those non-elite options. Noah Gray's not an elite option. I don't like not elite options. That tight end. I'd rather shoot for the upside than have a guy that can get you, 5 for 50 3 years down the line. I'm not holding on to a guy for 3 years for 5 for 50 and no touchdowns weekly. I'm not holding on to a guy for 3 years and wasting that roster spot and hoping he turns into Kyle Rudolph. So I'm kind of off Noah Gray. Great situation. If you can sell him to a guy that's high on that situation, because you can then sell him on the Kelsey's old narrative, which is dumb, then do it.
People buy into that type of stuff, though.
But, I mean, he's borderline a drop for me in a couple of places that I have him, because I am such a firm believer in you want elite. If you want that elite production, he doesn't have it, the potential for it. Outliers are out there. Mark Andrews doesn't have a RAS above 9. Tony Gonzalez didn't have an RAS above 9. He's one of the greatest tight ends ever to play the game. There are outliers, but I don't bet on outliers.
Fair enough.
I don't bet on outliers. Elijah Scholl, thanks for joining us. Who do I play in standard? Alex Collins, Emmanuel Sanders, or A.J. Dillon? I think it's Alex Collins.
You think? Yeah. No. I kind of like
Dillon's,
Sanders.
Do you? In standard?
Yeah, kind of like. Oh, is it standard?
It says standard.
Sorry.
Alex Collins for me, and then it's maybe Dillon.
Collins then.
But I think Collins is they're playing in the same game.
Dillon and Collins. Yeah.
I'd go Collins though. Dillon could absolutely have a day. The
Seahawks give up lots of points to running backs. But and the Packers.
But Alex Collins is the only guy they have back there.
Collins is the only guy that they got. Carson's not going to be active. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Wilson's back. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yep.
I'm okay with that. But I like Dillon this week. I do like Dillon this week. The Seahawks give up lots of points to running backs, and if the weather's bad, I think Aaron Jones and Dillon are both viable. But Dillon's a backup. Collins is a starter. So, sure.
And Eric, hey, appreciate you too, man. Thanks for coming.
Yeah,
through.
hopefully that helps. Hopefully Pitts delivers, man.
Yep. Jason B, Swift in the rain versus tough Pitts DST or Corderell and a potential shootout indoors Dallas.
I just tried to flip my laptop over, apparently. I forgot that the Steelers game was in Pittsburgh. It's not in...
Corderell, man. I mean, is this floor 18 points? Dude, like, Corderell. I love Swift. Corderell.
I'm just looking up the Pittsburgh weather because I don't know it off the top of my head.
Huh?
I said I'm looking up the Pittsburgh weather because I don't know it off
in
the
the
top
rain.
of my head.
He says it. Jason.
It looks like rain. It looks like it could be like a wintry mix.
Yeah, I'm going Corderell. And a shootout, Dallas indoors.
Cloudy, early fall, mixture of light rain and snow this afternoon. Temperatures, okay, so, chance of precipitation, literally 90%. Ugh. Okay, so I don't like, okay.
Corderell.
I don't like Boswell as much this week. I was saying Boswell's a good kicker. I don't like Boswell as much this week if it's going to be that much rain. Sorry to anybody who I said to,
what about this
go
question?
with Boswell. I love Swift. I know. I think I'm going Swift with no Jamal Williams. I know the Patterson situation is great. All he's been doing is produce. He's been money this year. He's probably going to be money again today.
I can't sit in RB1 / wide receiver 1.
I can't sit DeAndre Swift.
Who else is? What's your starting lineup look like, bro?
Yeah, they're both great options. It's not like it's not like this is clear and obvious, but like
if he had Zeke, would you recommend sitting Zeke for those two? Because I know how you feel about Zeke.
Maybe.
And push your camera down a little bit. You're cut off right here.
Am I?
Yeah.
Put it down.
Yeah.
Sorry, I destroyed my. I like totally. Yeah.
There
sorry.
I
flipped. My hand like whacked it, and so I've been like messing around with.
It's
Sorry.
like that workaholic sketch. Get at me.
Yeah. Yeah, Jason. Let's look at the rest of your roster because like I want to play both of those guys.
Yep.
With the rain, I don't care about Swift. Or I'm not.
Yeah, he's
worried
getting that
about
rushing
Swift.
down work and all the short passes. But
like he'll get short dump offs. Like
Corderell inside potential shootout.
I know. I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to play them both.
You have Fournette and McCaffrey.
Oh hell.
I'd sit Fournette.
Sit Fournette.
If you have two running back slots,
if you can play all three of those guys, yeah, I would sit Fournette.
Yeah,
I would play Swift. Yeah, Fournette's not. I know the situation today looks good for Fournette. Fournette could get a lot of work. Like again, no Rob Gronkowski. Fournette could catch some dump off passes. If the Bucs have a lead, Fournette might be running the ball.
They still have so many weapons there that they don't need him to win.
I'm going Cordero.
Swift to win.
I'm going McCaffrey, Swift, and Patterson over Fournette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Full PPR. Yep. Still doesn't matter.
That's why I want to play Swift.
Yeah, it swings it more in my direction.
I want to play Swift. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sitting Fournette.
Yep. There we go. I'm glad we talked that one through.
Mm-hmm.
Twan, I'm not a Bills fan, but John is. So yeah, what happened to Josh Allen last week?
You see the thing behind Nick? He's one of them Eagles.
I am an Eagles fan.
He's one of them Eagles fans.
Yeah. Well, not bleh. I'm still a fan of the Eagles, but they stink. But anyway, what happened to Josh?
It was a bad week, bro. Josh Allen. It was Josh Allen. Josh Allen happened to Josh Allen. That's what happened
Josh
last
Allen.
week. It was the
Josh
biggest
Allen
fluke
ended
week
Josh
of
Allen.
any week. They'll get back on track, bro.
Josh Allen had a sack against Josh Allen, an interception against Josh Allen, and a fumble recovered, right, against Josh Allen?
Yeah.
Josh Allen had a great game against Josh Allen.
Josh Allen owned Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not going to happen every week.
Yeah, Josh Allen happened to Josh Allen. Not going to happen every week. I agree. Probably can be considered a bit of a fluke game.
But you are lower on the Bills' offense entirely this season based off of what they did last season, adversity they've come up against this season with some of the teams that wouldn't be tough matchups when you look at it on paper. And I agree. I mean, there's got to be a little bit more hesitation when you're thinking of these Bills teams or Bills starters. They're a little bit. They're not must starts anymore. You got to think about it. Whereas earlier in the season, you were just like play all your Bills. We said that multiple times. Just if you got Bills, play them all.
Right.
I think they bounce back. They're playing the Jets. Their schedule gets a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
They will have to go up against the Patriots, so they will have to have some division games in there. Then those get a little shifty sometimes. But the Bills will have better days. But the ceiling that he showed weekly last year is not there anymore. But he's close. What are his point totals?
I'm just dropping Chris Boswell.
Josh Allen right now with his struggles. We talked about Patrick Mahomes having struggles this year and still being the QB6. Josh Allen has had his struggles.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like you said, 11 points last week.
Yeah.
Still QB5.
Yeah.
He's fine.
He's still a clear QB1.
You still start him with confidence. You just don't start him over Brady, according to Nick.
No, that's an easy. No, not even close.
Yeah. But thanks for that. And yeah, I just traded for Josh Allen last week, and you just traded for him. That's great.
Better days are coming.
If you just traded for him, man, what did you give up for him? What'd you
give up? Better days are coming, Twan.
Yeah. Yep. And again, floor of QB5. You can't be mad at that.
Nah.
Well, you get us that trade in the chat, bro. We're gonna go to Game Kid. Game Kid, thanks for joining us. Who should I start full PPR? Mark Ingram or James Robinson? James Robinson.
The matchup's not as good. Actually, by the numbers, it's not a great matchup for either. But Robinson's just the better player right now.
Yep. And Elias, you should stand pat with Sony Michel. He's one of the best one-for-one handcuffs in the league. And Jeff Wilson, I like Jeff Wilson. I'd rather have Sony Michel. I liked Allen Robinson. He doesn't have the upside this year.
I'd rather have Sony.
Rather have Sony if I'm hoping for a lottery ticket rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we could help Jason B.
Yep. We're coming up to the end of the
who are your guys' teams? Let us know, everybody that's still in here. You guys know that Nick is an Eagles fan and I'm a Bills fan. We got a Raiders fan in here earlier. Who are your squads? Everybody that's in here.
Who's everybody rooting for today?
Yeah.
Just trying to think if there's any lineups I need to fix.
Jaime Tiago, Peoples Jones, or AJ Dillon in the flex. Snowing in Green Bay today.
Did I miss that?
No, it just came up.
That just dropped in.
I'm going AJ Dillon, man.
I'm going AJ Dillon as well. There, I really like Dillon today. It's a great matchup. If you can find a way to get Dillon into your lineups, not over any obvious plays, but Dillon I like today. People are reminded because he popped in last year in the snow again. I think it was the Tennessee Titans. I think it was like Sunday. It was either Sunday or Monday Night Football. Toward the end of the season, Dillon had a monster game in the snow.
Yeah.
So we're riding that wave today, baby. Yeah, I like Dillon today at home in Lambeau. Packers know how to win at home, especially in the cold. I think Dillon's in for a solid day today. Like again, I said it earlier. I'll say it again. I'm playing AJ Dillon over Antonio Gibson.
Yeah, I'm with that. Yep.
Yeah,
thanks for the question.
Let's
Thanks
go
for tuning
Dillon,
in,
man.
Jaime. But AJ Dillon is a great play this week. And great play rest of season too. I like him. I like his role growing, especially with no Tanya in there. I think that impacts him. Game Kid, who should I start? Patriots defense or Bucks defense?
The Bucks. Game Kid. Yeah, and like kind of you could if you have the Bucks, they're past their bye week. You can drop the Patriots defense for somebody if there's a guy on the wire who's enticing or somebody that you like. Excuse me. The Bucks defense is probably one of the best options for the rest of the season. The Patriots are good. The Bucks are better. I know their secondary isn't as strong as it was last year, but they're still forcing all kinds of issues with that front seven. That front seven is gnarly good. And against Washington, against Taylor Heineke, against a bad Washington team, I expect the Bucs to win this game with ease. When a team is winning, I like their defense. It creates opportunities to get sacks and turnovers. The Bucs.
There you go. There you go. All Day Films, half PPR, Javontae Williams or Michael Carter. We're going Javontae. I think we got this.
We got a couple
before.
of these.
Yep.
Javontae with plenty of confidence all day.
Yep.
Timeshare, but better player, better matchup. Javontae.
Jason
Pretty
B.
confident.
Dylan or Ramondre. Hey, it's cool. We've gotten this one a few times. We're still going Dylan.
Yeah, I like Ramondre. I think there's a little bit of downside with him today because of the concussion that he's coming off of. He looked explosive last week. What didn't he have? He had like a 40-something yard catch, and he looked pretty good doing it. I know Ramondre is enticing because he's in there and Damian Harris is out, but I think Dylan, even though he's the clear backup to Aaron Jones, he's going to get work in the snow. In a phenomenal matchup. The Seahawks are giving up a ton of production to running backs. I expect Dylan to come through with a solid 10-point floor with upside for more.
Yep. Elias, you have still not decided on a team, kind of like the Bengals, because I own Joe Mixon. All right.
Oh, that's right.
Hey.
Elias is Elias in is it Austria?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
I mean, yeah. Sometimes player like if you like a player. You can latch on to their team.
Yeah, the Bengals are a good young team right now.
They're a good team
Chase,
to latch
Joe
on to.
Burrow.
Yeah.
I like that team a lot.
Yeah.
I like that team a lot. That's a good team to latch on to. And that division is always fun because you're playing the Steelers and the Ravens. Cleveland's always interesting. So it's a contentious division. So it's a good squad. It's a good squad.
Yep.
Good squad. I like that pick. But yeah, let us know if you decide if you think maybe I should be going to a different team.
If you settle on them.
Yeah. And Jaime is a Raider. We got 2 Raiders in the chat. All right. How long you been a Raiders fan? Are you in Las Vegas? Are you in Oakland? Are you elsewhere and you just like the squad? Yeah,
Lots
let
of
us
Raiders
know.
fans in LA.
Bender, what's going on, bro?
What's up, Bender? Yeah, everybody wipe your feet. I almost said Pete. Whatever. Same thing. Yeah.
All day. Hey, you're welcome, bro. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, hopefully that helps.
Twan, you traded Kyler Murray, Eli Mitchell for Kadarius Toney, Josh Allen. I knew Murray was hurt. He was out 2 games, and now it's a bye week, week 12. Had to get rid of Kyler Murray. Okay.
Got it.
I mean, I like Josh Allen.
Yeah, I mean Allen versus Murray. I mean Allen and Murray is kind of a push.
Toney kind of hurts a little bit, but I mean,
I like Eli Mitchell.
I like.
But if
I'm
you're
biased,
running backs,
I like getting Josh Allen on my squad.
Doesn't Twan? Sorry, Twan. I think Twan has McCaffrey. Yeah, McCaffrey, Darrell Williams. He's got CEH coming back, so that'll just like slot right in. Okay, so that's why so your receivers are a little deeper than your backs, but you have McCaffrey, so
I like that. I like the
right.
move. I like the move. It's a
All
little
right.
forward thinking, making sure that you win out the next 3 weeks, and so yeah. If you're borderline contender and you just need to make sure you got a bona fide QB1 in there, I like that move. I like that move a lot. Again, floor of QB5. So.
Mm-hmm.
And you're Theo. You're from Chicago. All right.
They're done.
You also support the
Are you a fan
Chargers
of the
because your
Pat
great uncle
McAfee
was a
show by
lawyer for
chance,
some of
Theo?
the players. What? Do you know the players? Do you know the players?
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. And your first regular season game was the Falcons. That's cool. All right.
Fair enough.
I like those squads. I really want to get to Soldier Field one day. I feel like that's one of those stadiums.
They're moving. I think they're moving
Are
out
they?
of there soon.
Are they? Wow.
Soon,
Okay.
yeah. I know. I've seen on. I'm not a Bears fan. I'm not from Chicago. I've never been, but I've seen a lot of Bears fans complain about Soldier Field. I think it's the smallest stadium in the NFL, and apparently, again, this is here.
Apparently, like tiny. For
and I think
opposing,
parking.
yeah.
I think parking for fans is like a big issue. So. It's just like the Bears bought like a patch of land, I think, earlier in the season. Like they're moving out of there within probably the next 5 years.
Well,
so got to get there soon if you want to
get there
see it.
soon. Gotta
Get there soon if you want to see it.
Tapping into more and more more because they just had a retrofit too, not too long ago. But
okay,
yeah.
Must have missed that one.
All
right.
Yeah, hey, good to
right.
hear,
Bender's
bro.
Bills fan.
Yes, hey, Bills Mafia,
go.
bro. Break some tables today. Notorious TBG, Ayuk or Deontay?
Deontay. I can't take Deontay out of my lineup.
Easy Deontay.
I know it's a backup quarterback. I know Mason Rudolph is not that good. Deontay. Yeah, Deontay. He's so good. He's such a beast. No Claypool. Like, Deontay's going to get targets funneled his way, even if they're not pretty targets. Deontay.
And Theo, you gave up CeeDee Lamb and Cooper Kupp in a terrible trade. Oh, man. Hey, it happens sometimes, man. That sucks. But I would not be trying to go and pick him back up if you're in a rebuild, because you said earlier, I believe, you were shooting for being competitive in 2023.
Well, CD would allow you to be competitive in 2023 with plenty of years left.
Going back to get Cooper would probably be a bad move right now.
Yeah, I think he's talking about. Correct me if I'm wrong.
CD.
I think he's talking about CD.
Yeah, I wouldn't be going out and getting any wide receivers older than 25 if you're trying to compete in 2023.
And CD's like 22, so
yeah,
that's just fine.
Fair. So 3 firsts for.
If you can give up a top 3 first in 2022, I think I'm okay with that.
I thought that was 3 firsts. So if it's 1 first and 1 second, oh yeah, I would do that all day, bro.
A top 3 pick in 2022, and then maybe 2 second-round picks as well. Like
that top 3 pick could be Treylon Burks, and I like Treylon Burks a lot. Treylon Burks and a low second for CeeDee Lamb is what we're talking about for a rebuild 3 years from now.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. Known commodity. Known commodity. Yeah. All right.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. I'm cool with that too. Yeah. I am. Sometimes you got to do that. And CD is a great building block. So I'm sorry you ended up trading him away. Sometimes that happens.
Top 3 dynasty receiver.
Yeah. Yep. But I would make that trade, man. And Jaime, you're from California. All right. Nick's out there.
From LA.
That's
where I am now.
All right.
Been there for like 3 years. So
Raiders
there's a ton of Raiders fans.
Yeah.
There's more. I mean, there's way more Raiders fans that I.
You were saying that when they
fans.
first moved back over the Rams, you would go to bars and there would be no Rams fans
all
in there.
Raiders fans.
Yeah.
All Raiders fans.
Pre-pandemic.
If most teams, most people here that care about the NFL that I know of are Raiders fans, not Rams fans. So. Yeah,
hey, Bender,
Raider
thank you
Nation
so much,
real.
Man. Thank you so much for the super. Appreciate it. Always supporting us, man. Appreciate it. Definitely. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for stopping by. Let us know if you got anything.
Yep.
Appreciate that, dude.
Jay Riot, should I pick up Dawson Knox or AJ Dillon and drop Jacoby Myers? You should.
Dylan.
One of those two, yes. And I would go Dillon.
Dylan. If you have Waller, yeah, Dylan. Pick up Dylan. Yes. You could, Jay Wright, you could start, I mean, unless it's like maybe it's a shallow league, maybe there's not really any room in your lineup, but like you could start Dylan today.
Yep.
What's up, B3?
B3. What's going on, bro? Titans defense or Packers? I think Nick is going Titans.
Titans, yeah. I mean, Packers have to fit. I know Russell Wilson is his first game back, but it's still Russell Wilson. Titans are playing Trevor Siemian on the road, not in the dome. Saints offense is not scary without Kamara. Titans.
Yep. E111, what's going on? Good luck today. Hey, good luck to you too, bro. And everybody in here still. Who would you drop for Jefferson? Boyd, Shepard, or AJ Green? Rest of the season, half PPR.
Is that Van Jefferson?
Shepard?
No.
Or AJ Green? Would you drop?
I was gonna say I'd drop Boyd.
Would you? I haven't been really privy to what he's been doing lately. So
it's been quiet.
Has he?
It's been real quiet. That target share has been funneled down to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
And CJ Uzome in the red zone.
Like 1, 2, 3, like four of his past 5 games. Tyler Boyd, he's under 50 yards receiving. He has 1 touchdown in that span.
Okay, then
2 of those 5 games, he's got 1 catch.
I would go Boyd then, with that in mind. Yeah.
The second half schedule is brutal. It's the Chase and Higgins show in Cincy.
Yeah, I would drop Boyd. And
I would drop Boyd.
Yeah, I would like that. Getting Jefferson for Boyd in a swap. Yeah, I like that.
Yep.
It's a good move to make.
No
B3,
Robert Woods anymore. Yeah.
B3 Kirk Cousins or Russell Wilson? Russell Wilson.
Russ.
Even in a matchup like that, Russell Wilson.
Kirk Cousins has
Van Jefferson, OBJ, or Eli Moore? PPR.
Are you going Elijah? I was asking you.
Rest of season?
Oh, rest of season?
Probably this week, Van Jefferson.
Oh. Okay. Van Jefferson, I think, is a bit more of an upside play. Van's a little bit more of an upside play, B3.
Eli
More might be
the
a
Buffalo D. Don't like it.
Yeah. You were advocating for him earlier, though, or maybe the
I like him a
options just
lot.
weren't as
I
good.
like him a lot. I just against Buffalo, I don't like that. They are gonna have to throw the ball, but I don't know if they're gonna be able to do it with any success.
Well, you were saying with Mike White back in the game, you like Eli more this week, and the Jets are gonna have to throw.
Yeah, I like him
I
more
agree.
than
Van
I like
Jefferson
him with
is the upside
Zach
play.
Wilson, but I'm still going Van Jefferson there.
Yeah, I'll go Van. I'll go Van in a. He's the upside play. Yeah, he's the upside play.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah.
Soldier Field. Yeah, all right.
That's what I've heard. I've heard Soldier Field is kind of maybe one of the worst. It's as far as history and stuff, it's got to be one of the best. But as far as modern stadiums, it's not as good. Yup.
Yeah, and you just went to see the Raiders stadium.
I did. That stadium's nice. No, Notorious has been to Soldier Field, Tampa. Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm a sucker for history
And it
in
has
that regard.
right on the lake. Yeah. I've been to
So that's
Chicago.
pretty cool.
I just haven't been to Soldier Field.
I've been to Chicago, not Soldier Field, but yeah, I've heard the parking situation is not good. It's just not conducive for all that, for things like that. I think it's the smallest by capacity in the NFL as far as NFL stadiums. So yeah, they're on their way out. The Bears are on their way out to a new, more modern stadium.
Yeah, the last time I was in Chicago, I was looking to see where I was going to be going to college, and I checked out Roosevelt University.
Oh,
there
you go. Is that a good music program or something?
Yeah, Kanye West dropped out from there. So Kanye West's college dropout, he dropped out from Roosevelt University.
Oh, okay. All right. There you go. I learned something.
A little bit of
today.
music history. There you go.
Yeah, I learned something today. There you go.
Yeah. Hey, all right. Elias, yeah, it must suck for fans of a team. It's just going to change the city. It does.
Yeah.
It's got to suck. It's happened a couple of
I
times
feel
in the NFL.
San Diego is the one for me where it's why?
Well, there's the whole the Colts and the Colts and the Ravens and the whole
that
Browns,
was
and it was just
that was
a
20
shuffle.
that was 25 30 years ago at this point.
People still bring it up.
I know, but Baltimore has a team.
The most recent one
now.
is definitely it's egregious that the Raiders moved. That's purely a money thing.
I actually don't think that's the case.
It's purely a money thing, man. I would have liked to see
Well,
them
of course
stay in Oakland,
of course it's a money thing. Of course it's a money thing. But the most egregious one, because the Raiders have moved around several times. I think that fan base is dedicated as hell to the Raiders. Oakland fans are still fans of the Raiders. People who live in San Diego have dropped the Chargers.
Fair.
They've dropped them.
Fair.
Moving from San Diego is the most egregious for me. Because the people in San Diego liked the Chargers and cared about the Chargers. They've all kind of collectively dropped.
I remember when
that
whole thing happened. Yeah, I remember when that whole thing happened.
Yeah, that wasn't the case with Raiders fans. It was as far as I could tell. It wasn't the case with Raiders fans. Raiders fans followed their team to Vegas.
If Justin
the Chargers
Herbert,
fans did not follow their team.
If Justin Herbert hadn't blown up the way he has, then the San Diego would just have no fans right now, or formerly known as San Diego.
Formerly, I don't think they have that many fans now, and I think that's a big reason to do with it. Because let's put it this way: again, the Raiders have bounced around more. The Chargers were in San Diego for a while.
Yeah, it's true.
A long time.
Yeah,
they were the ones I think that got screwed the most. You can throw in the Rams from St. Louis, but they didn't care as much.
True.
They just didn't.
And they're better now.
Yeah.
I just that Raiders fan base so diehard, always showing up, going crazy.
I don't think they care where the Raiders play.
I know they'll travel to Las Vegas.
They follow
that.
them.
Yeah, it's just
all the Oakland fans. Yeah, the fans that were in there with Oakland are still fans.
Didn't you have that field that was like half a baseball field too?
Right.
That
Well,
always,
it was shared.
Yeah.
It was shared with the Oakland A's. It
Yeah.
was shared with the Oakland A's. So
but they
needed
didn't
to
like
get out of
cover it
there.
up. They still had like swaths of the field that were like sand still, right?
Well, yeah, the dirt from the
Right.
infield would, like, from the beginning of the season, it would still be there. Yeah, it wasn't a good look.
Yeah.
Those multi-purpose stadiums are a thing of the past.
Got to get that turf. All right.
Nah.
Where were we?
Yeah,
Where
just
were we?
that new grass field. No, turf is terrible. Anyway, is PJ Walker droppable in a 2 QB league? I mean, hang on to him today, I guess. I mean, if you need the roster
2 QB,
spot, if you need,
yeah, hang on to him. 2 QB.
but hang on to him today. But anything less than like, oh dang, 3 touchdowns or what, running around doing some stuff, then yes, he's.
I mean, we've
droppable.
seen crazier things happen than PJ Walker having a good game and then Cam Newton getting a torn something in practice and being out for a few weeks or something. Or COVID, being on the COVID list right away or something like that. So PJ Walker just possibility, could be more than the 1 game start. You never know. So in a 2 QB league, he's still valuable.
And the Bears will still be the Chicago Bears. They're
yeah.
not leaving. They're not leaving the state of
Heights
Illinois.
Bears, I like that. Yeah.
That's not. They're not yet. They're the Chicago Bears. Like, the situations are different here and there, but we're talking about they're just going to move to the burbs and get a super nice stadium.
Yeah.
They're not leaving the Chicago, metro area. The greater Chicago area. What I mean,
like the Buffalo Bills, they actually play in Orchard Park, New York.
They play in Orchard Park, right?
In Buffalo, New York.
The damn Jets and Giants don't even play in the correct state. They're in New Jersey. So, but I digress.
Yeah. And Elias, I know you're a Bengals fan. Apparently, they don't have a practice facility next to their stadium. That's the big thing with the Bengals.
Really?
Thinking
about being a Bengals fan.
Yeah. They don't have a practice facility. It's indoor.
Wow.
They don't have an indoor practice facility. That's not that really matters.
Well, they got to play in some cold. They got to play in some cold weather.
Yep.
So get used to it.
Twan, my opponent today is the person I traded Kyler and Mitchell to. He traded Mitchell and Justin Jefferson for Nick Chubb and Landry, so he has no Murray,
no Nick Chubb.
All right.
No Justin
Revenge game.
Jefferson.
Revenge
no
game.
Eli Mitchell.
I like
Okay,
it.
that works out for you.
I like it. And Jaime, you lived in San Diego, and it was a few years ago, and still Chargers country. Okay.
Still Chargers country. Okay. I mean, I believe it because I'm not. I can only go off of what I read
to the
online.
diehards, man. Yeah.
Well, sure. There's always going to be diehards, but I went to a baseball game in San Diego, not last year, in 2019, and I ended up talking to a couple people, like a couple locals, and they all were in agreement. Again, this is a small sample size, and I can only go off of that plus what I've read online, things that I see on social media, this, that, and the other. But a couple of the guys that I was talking to at the baseball game were saying we used to be Chargers fans, but we kind of dropped them. That was essentially they were like, and I think I don't blame them. I don't blame anybody for whatever decision you choose.
If the Eagles moved to West Virginia, and just I don't know, would you support the Eagles anymore?
No.
Okay.
West Virginia? No. No disrespect to West
All right,
Virginia.
maybe that was
no. Come on.
Yeah, that was a different state, maybe.
If they left the whole area, then I might not.
The Bills were going to be moved to Toronto at one point in time.
Right. Well, what would you do in that situation? Because that's not that far away. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. I probably would have still rooted for him. It just would have been tough.
Yeah, well, it's different. But yeah, I remember there were a couple of guys at the game that I went to, the baseball game, and they were like, we don't care about the team anymore. I hated to hear it, but again, I'm not going to tell people what to do.
True.
Oh yeah, and it's Van. Yeah, I'm fine with dropping Boyd. I think it's the Jamar Chase and T Higgins show there.
And B3, glad we could help. Twan, hey, go get that popcorn, bro. Get ready.
Sir. It's almost game time.
You watching Red Zone? Get ready for, what is it, 9 hours of uninterrupted football? Or is it
7.
8? 7? There you go.
7 hours.
Jaime, Tyler Johnson or Donovan Peoples-Jones in PPR. You just did a video on Tyler Johnson. Where are you going?
I think because Godwin is active, I'm going to pivot to Peoples-Jones.
Okay.
I'm going to pivot to Peoples-Jones. Tyler Johnson's still viable, but I think Tyler Johnson projects as a slot receiver. Godwin is the slot receiver for the Bucs. Now, could Godwin go outside a little bit more today because of no Antonio Brown? Sure. Yeah. And Tyler Johnson gets the slot work? Sure. But give me Peoples-Jones. I think he's more of a starter.
Yeah.
Give me Peoples-Jones. A little bit more upside.
Yep. I agree with that.
And Gallup is active. We're trying to avoid him.
He's a wide receiver 4 or 5
this week. For
right
this
now.
week.
And then we'll reevaluate next week when we
For
see what his
this week,
usage is.
yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, you're welcome, E3 or E111, not 3.
111.
Hey, that's
3
when you know
ones.
the grind is real. Passing out at your desk, pondering a fantasy decision.
You love to see it.
Yep.
You love to see it.
Tannehill or Carr?
I don't hate. Carr's got a phenomenal matchup. The Chiefs' defense stinks.
Carr is the quarterback 16. Tannehill's quarterback 12.
I think they're neck and neck. I think Carr's got a little bit more upside.
There you go.
Little bit more upside. Tannehill's got more rushing upside. There's no doubt. But Carr's got a phenomenal matchup.
All right, let's try to get some of these questions knocked out well before kickoff here, so we're not coming up right against it.
True. Yeah, we got to make sure we get those last minute lineups.
One, Collins or Ramondre, half PPR. I'm going Ramondre for this week. I like
over Collins
or Benjamin Collins or okay, I'm going.
Benjamin Collins.
Sorry, I merged Colin and Eno into the same person. Collins, I'd go Collins there. Collins, then Eno, or Collins, then Ramondre, then Eno is the order that I would have him in.
I think I'm okay with that. Collins is should see most of the work.
Connor over McCaffrey.
No, look.
Wow.
I know it's
not crazy. You got 37 points last week and is in the same situation he was in last week. McCaffrey.
If McCaffrey's in, he played half the snaps and still had 100 yards from scrimmage last week.
Yeah.
McCaffrey.
Watch James Conner have 3 touchdowns.
Stop.
Hey, AB, you're a scorned Raiders fan
James
from LA?
Conner is my nightmare this year.
Hey, nobody saw it coming. Nobody saw it coming. Hey man, sorry.
There's a lot here.
Yeah.
There's a lot here.
Are you planning on making it up to LA though? AB or LV, Las Vegas?
Could make it out for a game. It's much close. I think it's closer than Oakland was from LA.
Tony Kamaj, what's going on?
Up, Tony.
You guys like Ayuk, Elijah Moore, or Landry as a wide receiver 2 half PPR? I think it's Ayuk and Moore. There, not Landry. And
I think it's Ayuk and Landry. But I think if we're picking one, it's Ayuk.
It's Ayuk for me. So yeah, if we're picking one, going Ayuk, and we can split hairs over the other 2. But
right, but I think Ayuk. If you're only having if it's one, Tony, I'm going Ayuk. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know San Diego that well. That makes sense that we have a lot of military establishments in San Diego. So
from all I can tell, it is a beautiful place.
It's incredible. I spent literally like 24 hours there. I was like, I need to get back down here. It didn't happen in 2020, but San Diego's cool. It's really nice down there. Yeah, really nice.
I need to check that place out. I need to get back out to just the West Coast in general.
What? Jay Wright,
is Mike? No.
No, I think they will go back to Wilson. He was the second overall pick in the draft. I think Wilson gets his job back, but if he struggles, Jets fans are gonna be calling for Mike White.
And then next year, if Wilson doesn't come out the gate hot,
then it's all of a sudden like,
happening.
Oh boy,
like, all right, Mike White time. If it's 4 weeks into the 2022 season, then the Jets are 0-4, 1-3, and they just look like this isn't working out. This is looking like Josh Rosen.
I think Wilson is going to come back this year, or come back and be the Jets starter.
They invested too much draft capital in him to just go the other way that quickly.
Yeah.
I do like what Mike White has been doing, though. He's looked
right. He's definitely he's put himself on the map. That's for sure.
Yep.
And Xavier, I think to the point about the rain, that makes me like Knox even more over Freiermuth.
Yeah.
Rain makes things
over the moon. But yeah, I like Knox.
I'm sorry if to that point I'm gonna repeat it again before we shut down here. If anybody took if anybody was planning to stream Chris Boswell today,
you and your kicker knowledge.
I'm just the rain. It's 90% chance of rain. Like, it could be sloppy. We've seen teams do it all the time where they opt to go for it on a 4th and short, or even whatever. Boswell has got some real downside in the elements. Kickers in general have downside in the elements.
Agreed.
So just throwing that out there. I just dropped Boswell. Actually, Ryan Suckup was available, so I went with him. But yeah, if you need to pivot off, if you were planning to start Boswell, consider other options. No, I don't like that. I don't like those elements.
Hey,
ballsy plug-in on Muth since Godwin's playing on it.
It depends if you're willing to risk it. Oh man, I just.
You're fired. Get out of here. No, Willie, go with Godwin.
Bro, sorry.
You are fired. Go. Oh God. Go with Godwin. Go with Godwin. Play Godwin. The rain is slopped. Yeah, go with Godwin. He's playing with Brady. Fryermuth's playing in the rain with a backup quarterback.
Agreed. Sorry for my terrible attempt at jokes. I'm gonna stop and just read things from now on. Tony Kamaj, Arizona defense or Los Angeles Rams defense?
Cardinals. It's PJ Walker. I know Jimmy G isn't spectacular, but give me the. I would rather play against PJ Walker than Jimmy G if I had to. It's kind of splitting hairs a little bit, but give me the Cardinals defense. They've been good anyway. Give me the Cardinals. Maybe not every week. The Rams are good, but this week, give me the Cardinals.
Carl Stedman, thanks for joining us. Russell Gage, Corey Davis, or Landry, Titans or Saints defense. I have a feeling I know which way you're going to be going with this. Landry or Titans
defense.
Landry
Titans
and Titans
defense against the Saints at home, and then give me Landry. I mean, give me Landry. Gage is very hit or miss. Corey Davis, I think this is his first game back. Give me Landry.
Yep. I'd go that way too.
Yeah.
E111. All my running backs are hurt in this league. I need 2. Moss, Singletary, Pollard, Peterson, or Dillon. Have PPR. Thanks again.
Dillon for sure.
Dillon.
And then would you go Singletary? He's the healthy one in the Bills' backfield. I think that's what I would do. I think I would go Dillon and Singletary.
The thing is, if Moss is the guy they like to have in there who's more versatile. If they want to run and pass and want to mix it up a little bit. If Singletary's in there, they're not going to be passing to him.
No. Moss has got a little bit more downside for me this week, though, just coming off the concussion.
Yeah.
Are you going Dillon and Moss?
Yes. We're split on the Bills' backfield, but
I'm not opposed to Zach Moss. I'm just a little more concerned about him this week. But Moss has a higher ceiling, but their floors are very similar. Moss and Dillon, fine. Dillon for sure, and then Moss. I'm a little worried about Moss, but he is active. He is playing. So
depends on how you feel about playing guys coming back from a concussion.
Right. How do you feel about it?
Position. Yeah. It is trickier than just throwing a guy back in there like in another when he was playing a different position. This is running back we're talking about.
True.
Where they often lead with the helmet. You got. I'd go Moss and Dillon.
Dillon and Moss. I'm okay with it.
You got my advice. Adrian. Benjamin or Tyler Johnson. At flex.
They're real close. They're real close. I'll go full PPR. I might say Tyler Johnson, but if it's half or standard, I would go Eno.
There you go.
And Peter, it's snowing in Green Bay. You could start the Packers defense to that point. I'm not concerned about the snow when it comes to Russell Wilson. But, you're talking about the Packers at home in their elements. Obviously, like, that's an X factor for them.
Yeah, they like that.
So, I don't hate it.
We got a kicker question for you. Carlson,
Prater, Carlson, Prater, or Suckup. I mean, these are all good options. I'm inclined to say Suckup. Obviously, the Raiders it's a great matchup for the Raiders. I just expect the Bucks to win. I expect the Bucks to win the game. So I think suck up against Washington. I think suck up against Washington should have plenty of opportunities. Plenty of scoring opportunities. So I definitely like him over Carlson. Prater could be good as well if you think the Cardinals maybe stall out a little bit with a backup quarterback. I think I would go suck up. He's attached to Tom Brady. I would go suck
people
up.
Attached to Tom Brady. Yeah.
I like kickers attached to good offenses who I expect to be playing with a lead in the second half. Tack on more points. Suck up. I would go suck up, Tony.
There you go. Notorious TBG, you just told me to go Deontay over Ayuk.
Yes, sir.
He's talking because we just talked about the Steelers.
Oh, the rain.
Deontay is immune, dude. Like no Claypool. I like Deontay too much. I know. Man. I like Deontay too much. I'm still playing Deontay.
I like Deontay too much. Yeah, that's a situation. I know. Some guys are just some dudes. You just gotta you gotta play them. Like there's snow, there's rain, there's hail, there's sleet, there's whatever. There's an earthquake.
Now, if you have two elite options. Like you got a CD Lamb and a DK Metcalf, and one of them's playing in the snow, and one of them's playing in the dome in what should be a shootout. Then you got, but like if you got Deontay's, I believe clearly a better receiver than Ayuk. You're not splitting hairs with that one. Where I think I gotta suck it up and play. I think I gotta suck it up and still play Deontay. Yeah, Deontay. I think I gotta suck it up and play Deontay. The target consolidation is just too enticing there. It's going to be him, Freiermuth, Claypool, or Harris. No Claypool.
Harris, Najee. Yeah.
Right, so right. I just Claypool's I like what Deontay should be getting in terms of a target.
Maybe they manufacture some targets or maybe some touches for maybe an end around here and there. Not that you want to have Deontay, running into piles, but
all right, we got 4 more minutes before kickoff.
Play Deontay, Notorious. Just play Deontay. Let's wrap this up and then let's get people to the games.
William, I'm glad you. It was.
I'm happy you approved. I'm ready to fire John, but I'm happy you approved. I guess you could stick around for.
All right, I see how it is.
Yeah, you're fired.
I resign first.
Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins both out. That is breaking news. That is official.
All right, Theo. Early 22nd first. Probably late 23rd first, late 22nd second for CeeDee Lamb. Too much, so 2 firsts and a second.
When you have 4 first rounders in 2023 and a bunch of seconds between 2022
I would
and
try to trade both of your firsts or do you have a bunch of seconds between 2022 and 2023? Yeah, I would do that, man. I would do it.
CeeDee Lamb's nice.
And you still have draft capital to spend in 2023.
And you still got plenty of capital. You get a proven commodity. I'd be okay with it.
Yep. Cool with it.
And if it's an early 2022 first, I'm good with that. I'm good.
Still good with it. It could, like we said, it could be Treylon Burks. So you could be giving up Treylon Burks, another high-end prospect a year later, and a second-round pick, but you're getting a top 3 dynasty quarterback or wide receiver. So
top three dynasty wide receiver.
Yeah.
Which, if anybody's curious, my top 3 are Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson.
Whose value is only going to ascend as he gets older. Like he's you're buying low on him right now, which is crazy.
Yep.
Dan and Andrade, what's going on? Connor, McLaurin, or OBJ? McLaurin, and then Connor, and then OBJ.
Are you going? I think I love Terry McLaurin, but I think I'd go Connor.
Are you? All right. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I think I'd go Connor.
37-point floor. You think he's getting 3 touchdowns again?
I think I go Connor.
Okay.
I think I go Connor. The floor is there. McLaurin is good. I mean, it's a great matchup for Terry, and Terry's awesome, but Connor's got RB1 upside today. I like guys with RB. I like running backs with
Mr.
RB1
Sell
upside.
James Conner is going to be saying, "Hey, Connor over McLaurin. Here we go."
Shut up.
Yo, Jaime, thank you.
Connor and Jaime, thanks for stopping by, man. Absolutely, we will see you guys next Sunday. Thanks for everybody for stopping by.
We have live streams on Tuesday to go over who to pick up, waiver wire, fab options, all that stuff, and that's at 6 p.m. And then we
6 p.m.
EST.
Eastern.
And then we have another live stream that we didn't do this past week, but we normally do on
usually
Saturdays at 6 p.m. to basically do the same thing we did today.
Also 6 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays, basically the same thing we did today. But kickoff's about to happen, so everybody enjoy the games. Let's go get these wins. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by and coming in and hanging out.
Yes, sir. Have a good one, you guys.
Happy Sunday.